Alrighty. There we go. See me, guys. Loki says hello. He's over here relaxing. Hope you guys are all having a good night. Sorry I haven't been around for most of the day. I was just tired and I took a long nap. That way I could actually spend some time talking with you guys later on tonight without being very tired. Oh, there we go. Turn that down. Alright. So a lot of stuff to talk about today. Really what I wanted to go off of is we already know Bitcoin broke early this morning. We had an early morning stream, or I would say midday stream, talking about that type of stuff. Today it's really about finding different altcoins that have the potential to break out, since Bitcoin itself just broke out. So we'll be focusing heavily on altcoins today, figuring out what hasn't popped yet, what's on the verge of breaking out, and then some of those things that maybe if they do break out, maybe watch to see if they have enough momentum to carry on the day. Because so far, I think we've seen a few false breakouts. Nothing terrible, but there definitely is some movement as long as Bitcoin's going sideways. I think we got a good chance of seeing some altcoins continue to make these higher highs here, which of course is where a lot of the money is going to be made during this cycle. Last thing here before we get started, because I'm just going to make this introduction a little bit faster than normal. All of the major wallets, they were loading up on Bitcoin today for the most part. The one that was not loading up, of course, was Grayscale, and BlackRock for some reason was not buying up a whole bunch. So BlackRock was actually selling a lot of Bitcoin. But despite all the selling of Bitcoin, we saw that Bitcoin continued to go higher and higher and higher, and it didn't really have a massive impact on the price of Bitcoin. So I'm wondering what's going on here. So, hey, I901 Birdie, hopefully you can make a retire. Yes, around 40. That would be freaking awesome. Hey, Alan, I'm happy to see you. I slept all day. Yeah, I slept from maybe like 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, or 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock, something like that. No, 3 o'clock to like 8:30 or something. I needed it though. You know, I was like hovering in and out of consciousness for a little bit, like trying to figure out if I really am going to go to sleep. Then all of a sudden I was gone, and then I woke up and I was like, oh wow, it's like 8 o'clock, 8:30. Let me get up here, let me wash my face off, and let me go get ready for the stream. I even made myself a nice big thing of tea again. That way my throat's not going to be burning, or if I talk too much. Oh, it's so great. Oh, I love tea. And this tea has caffeine in it. Normally the tea I drink doesn't have too much caffeine in it at all. And hey, Walter, happy to see you guys. Hey, Alec, hey, the elective Eridan? Eridan, I'm sorry. Los, hope you guys are all having a good day. And same to you, Khalid. So, right now, let's take a little bit of a look at Bitcoin. I think this might answer your question, Alec. Right now, we're kind of in a weird spot. Look at the daily chart. We've had the breakout here. Last time we had a large breakout, we kind of got slammed back down. I don't think that's going to be the case now, because we don't really have to worry about Coinbase going down. However, go over here to the 4-hour chart. You're seeing that we're starting a new level of consolidation where we're going to be trying to make a move here. You know, I would say over the next, 12 hours, we should be trying to break out again and try to go to another high. We really don't want to start to fall back down below this 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Just like how we were talking about the moving averages on the 15-minute chart earlier today. You know, we didn't want to break down below the 20 because that would lead us to probably come back down a little bit more. You kind of saw this just now, actually. But once you start breaking down here, had death cross, came back down. You know, you can kind of forecast a little bit with the moving averages. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, let me open all these things up here so we can see all the momentum. Well, let's start with the weekly charts. Auto. The weekly charts are still bullish. There's nothing bad about the weekly charts right now at all. We should continue to move higher and higher and higher week by week. So when we talk about day trading and small-term, short-term trading here in the next few hours, understand the weekly charts are still looking very good at this point in time. Of course, we're hitting a little bit of resistance, but it's not like it's real resistance. It's just that's kind of where we that's that next $1,000 level, right? There are Fibonacci levels, but those are way higher. So in theory, we should still continue to pump week by week here. Now, as we go to the daily chart, everything is still bullish here. In order to confirm that, we should try to have a larger move today. To be honest, we might want to have a pop up towards like $75,000 to $76,000. I know that seems like a lot, but it's possible with Bitcoin right now, just because we're bullish, but you're seeing a little bit of slowdown with the RSI, mostly because of how overbought we are. But in a bull market, Bitcoin's overbought all the time. 4-hour chart's getting a little bit more mixed right now. I wouldn't freak out too much about it though. You know, this was a bearish zone right here, right? From there to there, that was bearish. Nothing really came of it. We might dip back down here to maybe 70,500 or so, but ultimately we are still making these higher lows and the assets are still going higher. Now, during this time, while Bitcoin's looking to go sideways here before we try to make that next move up and break above 73,000, really, All we're looking for is different altcoins and which ways they can move. There are a few altcoins we've been talking about over the last few months. Most of them today are, of course, not really doing all too much. Let's go over here to the 1 hour chart. Let's close all the oscillators. There we go. Zoom out just a little bit. I'll make my head go tiny for a second. There we go. All right. 1 hour chart with Bitcoin, looking over the last few days. Ethereum still making some better moves, still consolidating a little bit. Nothing really crazy here. It's not really doing great today because Bitcoin itself isn't doing great so far today. Solana, on the other hand, look at that. A little bit different type of altcoin happening. This is trying to make a larger move, and it actually did break out here. Did make a new high as far as 152. Now we're up to 154, 155. Now it's not all-time highs. I want you guys to understand that, but we're still making moves higher and higher and higher. That's the big point here. So I would anticipate that a lot of altcoins are going to be looking to do the same thing. And right now we got ADA. ADA tried to make a move here. It's getting rejected a little bit recently. This is old. Don't have to worry about that day trade. But still relatively high up against those levels of resistance. We're waiting for that next big move here. Dogecoin. Dogecoin tried to break out. Let's go over here to the 4 hour chart. Oh, it did break out and just came all the way back down. That sucks. So Bitcoin kind of killed the Dogecoin rally here, and you can see that pumped and then boom, just came right back down. And it's still trying to make a move. We'll see what happens with it. But this is kind of irritating just to kind of watch it because most of the breakouts have been happening. They've been finding a way to continue on. Dogecoin maybe is a little bit more sensitive to Bitcoin's price action than a few other tokens out there. So keep an eye on Dogecoin. I'm still watching it, but you know, I'm not going to maybe trade it here. AMP has been moving pretty high over here since Bitcoin's been consolidating. AMP is one of my favorite tokens out right now. But this is one of those things I don't really trade. This is something I just buy and hold, and it likes to have these large days every now and again. So it doesn't look like it, but if you look at some of these wicks here, right, this pump right here was a 81% pop. This random daily pop right here was 53% and so forth. So I like to just hold this and see what happens. So far it's making a move. I'm happy with it. I'm not really planning on selling it anytime soon, to be honest, because again, I'm waiting to see if it goes up to all-time highs, which would give me, you know, that's about 8 cents. But now it's still at 0.008. So I'm hoping some good moves happens. But since the bottom here, when things were like, you know, pretty much trashed, it's returned back up around 520%. Now my average is a lot higher up here towards 0.003. But still, I'm happy with the moves that we're seeing so far. Let's back up here to the hour chart one more time. But AMP is making some good moves. I'm happy about that. Ape token, nothing. Arbitrum, AXS, nothing. Arbitrum, nothing. Arbitrum's been very weak the last few days. I don't really know what's going on with it. Like, let's go to the daily chart. Right? Like, it had a breakout, and then nothing happened. It just completely came crashing back down. Almost looking for a death cross here pretty soon. So I'm watching Arbitrum maybe as an entry position pretty soon. But look at this weekly chart. Like, something just feels kind of off with it. It's not having a nice consolidation. It's getting like, it feels like a large whale is actually just selling large amounts of it. And it's like really depressing the value. All right, let's go back over here to see any more that are actually positive for the day. BNB is making a breakout as we speak, so watch out for BNB. ID token is still making some higher moves. Looks like they've cooled off a little bit, but I mean, come on, look at that. Breakout and boom. Pepe is down 6%. Oh, when did we open up? Oh, I guess we closed at a high point right here, so basically we're just looking at this to here is 6%. Okay, that's not bad because we did technically break out. We did go higher, and now we're just consolidating after that breakout. And we were able to break out above that level of resistance too. Spell token's making a little bit of a move. This thing has not even tried to make that wick or that trend line that we were talking about. It never. Well, it tried over here, but that's depressing compared to, you know, where we were thinking it might be. And this one's trying to make a move here too for Spell, so I'm watching that one. Wild token's back up after having a really bad day yesterday. And, you know, it did go sky high, don't get me wrong, but it came all the way back down from like $12 all the way down to $8.85. This is where we talk about those dips where you guys want to buy. That was a 26% dip in one day. So if you guys were able to buy some, let's just not even to the bottom, but just kind of in this consolidation area. It's currently up around 8%, which isn't too bad. Anything else here? Ocean? No. Oh, let's check out Faraday very fast. So currently the holdings are up around $93, which is still pretty good. So I'm optimistic that this will still make us some money over time. It seems the only thing that's really causing us to lose money though right now is Ocean, which is fine. Ocean is low value. I'm willing to wait for that one to hit off. And Arbitrum. Arbitrum is like the weird one that's underperforming quite a bit right now. Okay, back over to Bitcoin here. We'll go over to the 15-minute chart. We'll watch this play out a little bit. I'll go back over here to my middle display. And we'll see if Bitcoin's able to consolidate and actually try to have this move. Because basically all we're looking for is kind of a smaller breakout like this. We just want to fix this trend. I'm going to take this off though so the chart's not too cluttered. And I'll just leave on the MACD right here just so we have something to work with, okay? And if you guys want to see any tokens, feel free. I know one of the tokens right now people are going to be watching probably is going to be AMP because this thing just keeps on going up, higher and higher. And even the small move in the scheme of things, right? This small move from here to here, that's like 28%. So there's a lot of volatility in this. Careful if you guys want to go out and trading AMP. I like it, but like I'm not day trading it. I'm holding it and kind of watching my position go up and down by quite a bit, both on the upside and the downside here. So keep an eye out for some of these things as well. Let's see. And hey, Ethan, is Doge looking okay? Thank you very much for super chat, by the way. Yeah, Dogecoin's looking fine. It's not looking like terrible, but basically because Bitcoin had this little thing here today where it came down a little bit, you saw altcoins as a whole just kind of flush a little bit. And they do it every now and again. I think they just had a little bit of fear and some profit taking. But what happened was Dogecoin ended up having a breakout. Right? Nice little simple breakout. Let me adjust these for the hour chart very quickly. All right. We finally had the breakout. It did move higher for a little bit, but then we got slammed back down around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Bitcoin, what happened at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? No, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Bitcoin wasn't actually doing anything. I thought it might be a little bit sooner, but no. So, someone have with Dogecoin to bring it back down here. Overall, I'm still fine with where Dogecoin is. I don't think it's in too much danger here. If you're concerned about it, you can always scale some out. But looking back at the weekly chart, it might just be cooling off like a lot of the other meme tokens that we've been talking about, where it's facing a little bit of resistance and it's just waiting to actually have that pop. And once the pop happens, then it goes up towards 21 cents, 22 cents, and eventually up here towards 30. And we'll see what happens once we get close to like 72 cents and the crazy levels up there. But for now, it looks like we just need to consolidate a little bit more. I would anticipate that later on this week we do break out. But for now, I'm not necessarily buying any Dogecoin. I'm just holding what I have. Just because the one opportunity I would have taken to buy, that breakout, it didn't really materialize into anything. And if we do come back down on a slight dip, maybe down to maybe 16 cents or 17 and 17 or 16 cents, maybe I'll buy some just as a trade to see what happens. But it's what I did with XRP. Remember, I got stopped out of XRP a few days ago because I bought down here. It rose up, I broke out. I moved my stop loss over here. It hit the stop loss, and then once it came back over here, I bought more. And I was like, okay, well, I still walked away with a profit. Might not be a lot of profit. I walked away with profit. I kept the profit, and I just re-entered the position. And so far, it's up a little bit more, and I'm basically waiting. But again, you see how it broke out this week? It took a while, then we kind of moved on. I'm hoping that will happen, but on a shorter time frame, maybe the 4-hour time frame or the 1-hour time frame. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that Dogecoin will have another larger run here pretty soon. All right, there we go. Meanwhile, again, if you start to look at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin's going sideways. Sure, we have some support down here. Maybe people are going to be afraid if we start to break below the support. I'm not overly concerned at this point, but as Bitcoin goes sideways, I think we should start seeing more green on the right-hand side of the screen right here. More green. Go over here to, and thank you, Ethan. I appreciate it again. As we go over here, look at the last 24 hours, let's just look at the last 24 hours. Toncoin's up 30%, AVAX is up 15%, Litecoin's up 14%, XRP's up 14%, Synthex up 12%, Aruna's up 10%, Chili's is up 9%, and if we just go over here to the top ones that we all know and love, Bitcoin's still up 4% from yesterday. Ethereum is still up 4.5% or 5%, just like Bitcoin from yesterday. BNB's up 3%, Solana's up 9%, XRP's up 13%. ADA's up 7%, Dogecoin's up 5%, Shib's up about 3.5%, not as much, but still doing well. AVAX is up 15%, DOT's up 5%, Link is down 3%. So overall, we're still in a good position from where we were 24 hours ago. I think right now we're just hitting that little bit of consolidation and nothing to be concerned about. But once the new trading day starts and we have the new daily candle, when we saw that red hop on our screen, we're like, oh shit, you know, what's about to happen here? But you know, remember yesterday before we had this move, we did have this larger just dump where Bitcoin came down from well, how was yesterday's day? Let's see. Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we saw from Sunday when the new candle opened up here, basically at the 4 p.m. Yeah, we saw a price go up a little bit, but then we saw it basically come down like this. Well, let's go to 4. Yeah, at one point it was down like at $1,600 before we eventually came higher. So there is some attempts to shake people out right now, it looks like. But again, you know, we had our death cross, we had our move down, we're having a death cross right now, we're in a partial part of a move down. And then, you know, each day, you zoom out a little bit, there's definitely some more increased volatility. Maybe it's better to show this on the 2-hour chart. Yeah, so I can zoom a little bit more. You can see there's some increased volatility where we're getting, you know, try to get shot out of here or shaken out. And then we keep on making these highs. So at this point, I'm still, you know, I'm still on board. I'm still holding. It's definitely getting a little bit more shaky. But ultimately, I'm kind of happy with it so far. Shiba 35? Yeah, it's just because Shib needs like just a few days of consolidation. It's ran up so fast, so hard. It's okay to give it some time to breathe. And hey, Gambex evening. I was half asleep till you came on. Hey, sorry I missed you earlier in the stream, or earlier in the day, excuse me. I hope you got some good nap, though. You got a good nap as well. Jesus, guys. Let me take a sip of Gatorade here. Let me take a sip of tea, and then... let me get a cigar rolling on here. For whatever reason, when I'm tired like this, just, you know, I didn't fully come out of REM sleep, basically. I talk so fast. I don't like to talk fast because I get into those gibbers, you know, where like, blah, 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 blah. And like I know I do, but I try to fix it, but I can't. And warm tea hitting my stomach doesn't necessarily help, right? So, let's open this up. I got all my tools with me in order to get this cigar lit. And I'm going to smoke this one because it's very easy to relight when I'm talking. So maybe it's a little more difficult to stay lit. But this is what you call a Lancero, so they're very, very thin cigars. So what I'll do is... I'll cut. Nice and easy to cut right there. We should be good. Actually, I got a box of cigars in my mailbox I have to get to down the street. I'll get them tomorrow and I'll show them to you guys tomorrow. Apparently they're really nice stuff from what I understand, so I'll show it to you. One of my friends, he his tire popped in a pothole or something, and so he wanted to borrow some money from me, or not borrow. He was like, "Hey, I'll sell you some of my good collection of cigars if you like, you know, help me out." And I was like, "Okay." So I helped him out with a few tires, and so or part of a payment on tires. So I got some good cigars out of it. Yeah. Hate when I don't cut it properly. There we go. All right. Yeah. What's going on with this? There you go. No, I haven't heard of Lucky's Leprechaun. Sorry, guys. I just can't get up with the messages. Thoughts on Pepe? Pepe's still fine for it now, but it definitely needs time to consolidate. And hey, I did get some rest, but I'm still tired. I think it's just because I've been doing a bunch lately these past few days. Getting ready for the trip in April, making sure Loki has a place to go. Going on walks and stuff, like long walks with Loki on the beach and whatnot. And then making sure my house is all cleaned up. I'm really getting my house like spick and span for like, you know how there's spring cleaning? You know, like there's tons of shit I have that I shouldn't have around the house. So I'm pretty much, you know, paying a cleaning lady to come over once in a while, and she's like going to town on all of my mess, right? I'm not talking about just like, you know, maybe a stray Gatorade bottle or an old can of sparkling water or something. No, I mean like she's going through all of my appliances and then like wiping down the appliances, wiping the cords off, like everything. And then she's helping me downsize everything. So instead of having like 5 appliances on a counter, maybe I only need like 2. So we're gonna pack up a whole bunch of stuff, and my place is gonna be very minimalist from now on to keep me like clean and just not have to worry about so much stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm dealing with, so not bad, but just, you know, normal busy work of a normal person. What's right here? I want to accumulate more, but the dips are very small and short during this pump. Well, it depends on what you're looking for, because some things are having some pretty nice dips and some things are not. We were just talking about, what was the token here, guys? World token, right? World token is something that pumped up a lot over the past few days. So had this larger rally from about, let's just say the average was around 756 all the way up here to $12. So if you wanted to go from this low to this high, it ran up around 56%. If you want to go from the low to the high, it ran up around 115% in just 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 days. But on the way back down, it came all the way back down like 27%. You buy those dips, you know, you don't have to buy a whole bunch, but if you just buy a little bit on those dips, you're still pretty happy with them, you know, especially when they're at those levels of support. But right now we're seeing WIF, you know, we're seeing altcoins look like they want to take some nice profits. Some altcoins. WIF looks like it wants to come all the way back down to 167. That's a pretty big drop for it. Floki right now looks like it wants to come back down a little bit for consolidation. Not nearly as much as WIF here, but still come down. Miro seems like it wants to come back down a little bit on the daily chart. We'll see what happens here. Baby Doge looks like it wants to flush here pretty soon. XLM is just consolidating after it had a great day yesterday. Jasmy looks like it maybe want to be coming down to maybe 0.002. Got to be careful with Jasmy because this thing can come all the way back down to 0.015, which would be a loss of about like 28%. So there's opportunities for a lot of different plays here. Now today's Tuesday, right? Sorry, today's Monday. It's just my second time streaming this week, so I thought it was I skipped a day. However, on Thursday, I'm still going to be adding more to that long-term portfolio, and we'll see what happens. But still, in about the last, what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, well, last 5 days, you know, last 5 days we're up $95, or about the portfolio as a whole. It's up around 20% without having to actually deploy the whole portfolio into the market. So, you know, dollar cost averaging, it saves you a little bit of time. You know, you don't have to worry about as much. You don't stress out as much, I would say. The only thing you have to worry about, I would say, is you're able to do the risk management appropriately. Because let's say that Bitcoin starts going down and we're like all the way down to like 69,000 or something and everybody's freaking out. I'll deploy maybe $300 instead of $400 just because if Bitcoin continues to go down, some of my leverage I may need to have more money to kind of protect my margin, but that's the only thing you really have to worry about. And most people, you know, not too concerned about that, even though they should be. Vet's still doing fine. I'm not trading it though right now. When 100K then crash and then altcoin run. See, Bitcoin doesn't need to crash though for the altcoin season to happen. It may come down a little bit, but the crash won't happen anytime soon. We may have like minor dumps that last maybe 1 to 2 days, but we're not looking at anything really large happening for a while here until Bitcoin really starts to get into a crucial oversold territory. Which at this point, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work with all the ETF people out there. Remember, I was telling you guys this morning where's the news? Yeah. VanEck removes all spot Bitcoin ETF trading fees until March 31st, 2025, you know? That's crazy. That means there's no fees, which means they want to have more and more people put money into their ETF, of course. And then what they're going to try to do, of course, but what they're going to have to do is if more people go there, they're going to have to buy more and more and more Bitcoin, which is going to be great for everybody involved. See, hey, what they're talking about Bitcoin IPS. And hey, Steve, that's exactly what I need to do. I get too many gadgets. Yeah, I'm now just getting into it. It's downsizing. You know, when my mom was sick, she had a caretaker, and this is that caretaker's daughter. And so I was asking her, like, hey, you know, I need some help keeping my house clean. I've been working a lot more. You know, guys know I've been streaming a lot more. Well, I still have to do my housely duties. Like, there's stuff to be dusting and stuff. And so this lady is absolutely fantastic. So she's going to teach me how to downsize. She's going to help me fix my pantry, which has like a shit ton of stuff in it. I got 2 pantries, so there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's gonna make it so much nicer. And then she's gonna help me. Sorry, moving this neck pad up. She's gonna help me just figure out the layout of how I want everything, and I think from there I'll be fine. Like there, I just, I got this house, but I don't really use the house all too much. There's an office space, there's a bedroom, there's a kitchen. That's pretty much the 3 areas that I stay in. I got a movie room. The movie room's also a place over there, but I don't even go to the movie room too much. I've been forcing myself to go watch movies, so every Tuesday, I go in there and I watch Shogun. I did not go into the movie room any other day besides Tuesday. So I'm trying to use all this stuff that I have, and I'm just not finding a good way to use it just yet. When in a Floki, it depends on what time frame you're looking at. I don't know what time frame you're looking at. Let's see. You guys talking about WorldCoin? Yeah, WorldCoin's been good so far. You definitely seeing a lot of profit taking, though. A lot of profit taking. It went so sky high. It was very hard not to take profits on that one. What was right here? Take a look at Riot. I don't think Riot's been doing anything as of late, has it? Yeah, this one hasn't been doing anything. This is actually moving down, and it looks like it wants to break down here pretty soon and start heading back down towards $11 to $10. So careful with it. It still has something of a trend line, I guess you could say. Maybe if I go over here to the weekly chart. Maybe it might be better to use magnets. So you might find an opportunity to buy it around $10.50, $10.50 to $11. Excuse me. That might be okay. It's been in a downtrend since July, though, really. Perhaps if it's able to break out, that's when I might trade it. Or if you're looking for some type of consolidation, you can. But, Riot. And then you just kind of see what's happening with Bitcoin and whatnot. It's a little bit underwhelming. But I would say right now you're just looking to buy between 10.50 and 11, and then wait for that bounce, and hopefully you can see a move. You might wait for the 4-hour chart to give you a symbol here. So you see over here, we started to get the green signal for the 4-hour chart. The daily chart over here, first time the market was open with the signal, we ended up popping off a little bit. Still being green, and you see how we eventually did go higher. To me, though, this seems like a very risky play to be hopping into because it's not really following the overall market. Let me go over here to open tab. Right. Even though they're building up a whole bunch of stuff, the halving is still about 36 days away. So they might be bleeding out for a while here. Even when Bitcoin was going up in December, they managed to rally. But I think as soon as everybody started thinking about the halving coming up, it just came back down off, like, just multiple times, just falling off a cliff here. So, but it if you want to buy low, sell high, that trading strategy is there, again, between the $10.50 and the $11 range. There you go. To me, it sounds like cleaning lady is code for mushrooms. No, like literally like cleaning and wiping down, and I don't know. I put on Instacart like a whole bunch of cleaning different things, and basically like wipes, gloves for dishes, all the typical stuff, Swiffer stuff like that. Things are expensive nowadays, but yeah, just making sure the house is clean. Because again, remember, I'm going to Vegas next month in April, and I'm going there for an expo. I was on a call this morning, and we were talking about the time frame what we're going to be doing and stuff like that. And Loki is going to be with the caretaker's mom's her little ranch that she has, where it's like a good amount of acres. And so Loki and 2 of the German shepherds are going to be hanging out. And so I took Loki over there this past Sunday to say hi and make sure that the German shepherds like each other. The female German shepherd, she's a little bit skittish because I think she was abused as a puppy because they rescued her. And then and she's like very skittish of me. She came up to me and like bit my finger, but not like a bite, like a little love nap. And she was a little cute, but she's very skittish. If you walk towards her like right away, she just skedats a little bit while watching you, and she like keeps her shoulders down, which is kind of sad. But The male dog, he's pretty chill. He's older up in there. He can't really run and run with Loki. But I want to make sure they're all fine. Loki wants to mate with that female dog, and the other dog doesn't like that because that's kind of his girl. But he's fixed. Loki isn't fixed, and the female isn't fixed. So Loki's gonna try to have his fun time with her. But on the odd way that the male dog really doesn't take to Loki during some part of the trip, while I'm gone, which is again gonna be what, from April 13th to the 17th, which is a 5-day trip, I told her that she could stay here with Loki and she could stay in the guest room and watch Loki at my place. I got the TV, I got internet, Wi-Fi, she could do whatever she wants to. And so she could stay here, but I want it to be 100% clean so Loki doesn't accidentally get into something that he's not supposed to be while I'm here. You know what I mean? I want to make sure it's spotless for that type of stuff. But either way, I think Loki's going to have puppies here pretty soon, which would be kind of cool. Can you tell us what web page to use to follow whales and see crypto transactions, top wallets? A good one, I guess, for a lot of people when they first want to start off is Arkham. This is one of the newer ones out there. You can go to and there's tons of websites out there, but we normally look at this for Bitcoin spot ETFs, right? But if you go to the main website, right, and you go over here to dashboards, right, they'll have these featured dashboards, and they'll have dashboards home. You go over here to explore dashboards, Bitcoin ETF flow, CEX's snapshot, base overview, AVAX token data, BNB chain. Anything you want to find over here, there's tons of stuff, and you can see me scrolling above it on my head right up here, right? Lots of stuff going on here, tons and tons of dashboards for people to check out, whether it's NFTs, Hero, Mars, whatever all this crap is. There's tons of stuff you could look into if you want to. For me though, I normally just look at it for the Bitcoin spot stuff. Maybe some people like to do options at them, maybe some people like to do wallets and whatnot. You just have to search for it and find it, and you usually have a good opportunity to do so on there. And hey, Kelly, excuse me. Kelly? Sorry, okay, yeah. Let's see. German Shepherds are really sensitive, intelligent dogs. Oh, yeah. What do you call it? I love that female dog. Loki likes her a lot too, but for different reasons. She's really sweet. And when me and Loki were leaving the ranch because we need to get go through the gate and stuff, she hopped in the car with Loki like they were going on a date, like a road trip together. It was really cute. And then she wouldn't get out of the car as much as her owner would. Dana was saying, "Come on." She was like, "Come on." Nope. I had to get Loki to come out. Then she came out, and Loki was like, "I want to bring the girl home with me." And I was like, "Dude, there's no way." And hey, is this real life? I know Loki's a little trickster, but he's not fixed, so he can have puppies. We need 73,000 by Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, it should happen. It shouldn't happen too. It shouldn't take too long for that to happen. As long as we're not seeing some type of a larger dump or something like that, we should be fine. And then we did have outflows coming from the ETFs today. They were selling off some Bitcoin, but it didn't seem to matter all too much because remember, a lot of that was happening in the morning hours over here. Of course, that's when we started to slow down. You saw a little bit of drops here, but overall, the market's doing still pretty well. Loki's growing up. I know, right? He's like 2.5. Last question I had, Robinhood recently introduced a Bitcoin short to ETF to get exposure to shorting Bitcoin. What is a way to know when the cycle top is so I can't think about it? There's a couple ways to do it. So the first way is that Bitcoin hits an all-time high. Right? And we've already kind of figured that out. And then once we hit an all-time high, we have a death cross, and then usually after that death cross, you will typically see the price of Bitcoin start to come back down. For this cycle, that's going to be one way to think about it. It's not going to be the most reliable way to think about it as far as like doing a long-term one, because what ended up happening is this one, it didn't end up coming back down into like the complete bear market territory that this moved in, I don't want you guys to look for this type of move. I want you guys to look for this type of move. So, another way of thinking about it is weekly charts. So on the weekly charts, whenever we have a death cross here, 2018, between the 20 week and the 50 week, we come down a lot. Again, all-time highs, 20 and the 50 week right here. came all the way back down, and then we're not even close to seeing something like this happen right now. The way these things are moving, we're gonna have a death cross maybe sometime in like, oh, I don't know. Last time it took so long. Like, how long was this rally from the time we all-time highs broke right here? You know, that was about 119 days right here, so it's not going to be mathematical, you guys know that, but 117 days. Yeah, about, yeah. Kind of around July, if you will. So we'll see how much higher we can go from all that type of stuff. But usually, you can expect a large move down with the daily death crosses from here and here, right? After we reach all-time highs. Remember, after we... So I put my cigar down. After we break out from these all-time highs, we're usually just pumping up, right? We have a larger move, we consolidate for a few days, but we're moving higher and higher. And throughout the entire process, we're not typically afraid of a death cross here. We were a little bit afraid right here, but what happened? We just started to jolt up and fix it. And then we started to get a little bit, you know, a little bit more sideways action where eventually we had the death cross here and we started to come back down. One thing though, like once you see a move like that happen though, it does give you a warning that, wow, we are kind of reaching a little bit of a top here. So again, right now, as we look at, we just broke out. Look at the daily moving averages. You know, we can fall down below the 20-day moving average. That's not the biggest issue. But if we start going sideways for too long, things should get a little bit more sticky. That's why, in theory, since we did just break out, we should be marching on week by week by week. We should start moving along pretty darn fast. Sure, will there be a week where we just go sideways for the whole week? Yeah, fine. But in reality, like month by month, you know, week by week, we should be charging ahead right now. So if we show any weakness here where, you know, we're coming back all the way down to 64,000, 60,000, as soon as that happens, this is not going to be like any other bear market, bull market that we've ever had before. But we haven't had that happen yet. We still have time to kind of keep on moving up higher. The chart looks kind of funky, I know, but excuse me, Coinbase has just not been up to you know, up to par so far this year. Hold on, there's this damn wire over here that's really annoying the crap out of me. Twist, 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 twist. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. Yeah. So those are some of the things I look for. Last cycle, when I was telling you guys about this, I was telling everybody that I was going to short this level of resistance, right? And so we ended up having this ascending triangle over here. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll break out of this. That'd be kind of interesting. I thought you might typically break out sometime over here and not over here kind of early. But we did pop up. And I was like, damn, okay, well, now my stop, my short got messed up. Let me see if I can get back in here. I got back in here on this dump, and then from there, I was like, okay, let's wait it out a little bit, have a new stop loss right up here. And then it ended up working out pretty well. I only sold some of it here and some of it here. I didn't hold the rest of it over here. That was FTX, though. I wasn't anticipating FTX going down, I tell you that. However, again, keep an eye on some of those moves. We're still very far away, as you guys can see from these moving averages. We're really far away from any crossovers here on the weekly charts. Very far away on the daily charts as well. Last time we had death cross was back over here in January. And again, you can see we just went sideways for a little bit too long. We went sideways for about 39 days over a month. That's usually what does it. Right now, we haven't even started to go sideways yet. We're still going higher. The moment we start going sideways for a while, I'm like, oh geez, nothing's happened in a month. I'm like, uh-oh, something weird's about to happen. I don't think the bull market will necessarily be over if we do it this early, like, you know, like around 70,000 or something. But it just definitely would feel very weird and odd, and I would have to make some videos trying to figure out what exactly is going on with it. Well, also, AMP still seems to be going higher at this point. We can watch AMP for a few seconds. No, let's go to this chart. While Bitcoin's consolidating. I mean, just look at that giant happening right here. Jeez. Let's watch this for just a few seconds here. How high do you think Bitcoin can go tonight? Probably not so high. It looks like it wants to consolidate. It might wait until the market opens up tomorrow before really starting to boom. If we can get a turnaround, maybe in about 4 or 5 hours, it might be able to break out above $75,000. But really, I would just focus more on $73,000 right now. It's going to require another jolt like we had the other day, where it just comes out, everything looks abnormal because it's just a lot of buying power, a lot of buying power, a lot of buying power. That's what you're looking for right here. Hey Squidzy, German Shepherd's nothing but love. Oh yeah, what do you call it? He's a nice little pup. Is it true we won't see that much of a pump because of market cap for altcoins? Well, we've already seen crazy pumps so far. It depends on what you mean by altcoins. Like, if a token has a higher market cap, they won't pump up tens of thousands of percents or a few thousand%. But if they have a lower market cap, around 300 million market cap to maybe 500 to 800 million, they can go up thousands of percent in profit. No issue, no problem there. It really just depends on if you get lucky and you buy the right token, or if you've done enough research to get the and pick the right token. That's why a lot of us diversify. So we have a few tokens that hit thousands of percent. Not all of them, but just a few of them. Like oh man, I knew I was gonna have to light this up again. I mean, here, let's look at AMP. Let's say you started to buy this back in October and November when Bitcoin started to break out and the ETF news was starting to be a little bit more powerful, and you didn't want to play the bottom over here because it was just too scary. So you bought over here once things started to really turn around and Bitcoin was starting to go really crazy. So the market cap for AMP back then was back over here around 100 million. Okay, lower market cap token. Now if you bought over here after this change of character, currently you're up around 282%. Okay, that's nice. It's not thousands, but it's 282%. We're having a breakout right here. We're trying to go much higher. But if we just get back over here, not to all-time highs, but back to where we were in April of 2022, around like 3 cents. No, still April. Yeah, that's 1,000% right there. If it goes back up to all-time highs, that's 3,000%, and then you can see how it can move up a lot higher from there. And again, at all-time highs, what was the market cap? That's probably a good question to ask. It was a 4.6 billion, so it wasn't even at 5, 10, 20 billion. Just about $4 or $5 billion. So it can definitely hit that again. So that's the way I think about these types of things. Oh, now we're trying to cool off a little bit for a little bit more of a pattern. But this thing's at 42% in the last few hours. Yeah, like 42% in the last 5 hours. So some tokens are definitely going to do that. And even right now, Bitcoin's trying to break out, reversal, come back up, and have a nice day. Excuse me. I really am talking so much, I'm starting to burp myself. Do I think Coinbase will be consistent? No, they're going to have issues. We've already determined that. They're not up to the task. There'll be issues there. We'll have to deal with them as they arise. Altcoin season is going to be very, very bumpy because of it. And again, technicals matter. So every time Coinbase does go down, it really messes up a lot of the technicals for the next few hours. And it's not like it kills the bull market. All it does is delay specific runs. And if runs are delayed, a lot of times what ends up happening is people get stopped out in those situations and they lose money. So they have less capital to trade, which means their overall gains are a little bit less than what they would have been if Coinbase would have just acted properly and not cause issues. When there's going to be a dump, it would probably happen over the next few weeks, but in order for us to have a dump, usually after breaking out above all-time highs, we have to have some type of huge move. Typically, we're up quite a bit and then we dump back down. But if you go back again historically and look at what Bitcoin's been doing, history is going to be our best teacher here. All right, so this is the last time we broke all-time highs. It took a few weeks for us to break out, but when we did, you saw how we went high for a while, then we had a dip over here, then a dip over here, and then we eventually had these kind of sideways moves. Well, that first dip, Bitcoin went down from the high to the low it went down about 10%. Not really a lot, but 10% Bitcoin drop, fine. We'll talk about that number 10% in a second. The next time over here, we went down about 20%, right? But that was after Bitcoin had already rallied 74% within 18 days. 74% in 18 days. If Bitcoin were to go 74% in 18 days from the time we broke out here, right? Which day would we actually break out, though? You could see it right here, I guess. That means we're up to 120,000 basically, and about, you know, before the end of the month. Now I'd love to see if that would have happened, but you know, it's kind of wild. But again, after we had that dip, then we came down, you know, this pop right here, 10%, over here 20%. Over here, this one was pretty large, but again, that was 32%. Again, you know, that was up. That happened after we rallied up 112% in 23 days. Again, less than a month period of time. We'll wait to see if we're just stuck in this little moment right here where we broke out. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's like, what happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? You know? And then, of course, we figure it out, then we keep on chugging along. If we start to come down like this or something, something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong in that case. I don't know. I wouldn't be selling my altcoins at that point, but I'd just be like very frustrated, be like, what the heck's going on? Because that means something is abnormal is happening, which that means we have to adjust to it on the fly, which is going to be fun to try to. But again, right now, we're still moving up higher. Since we did break out of all-time highs, I guess. Let me see. Yesterday? A few days ago. Well, yeah, technically it was Tuesday last week, so we're not really moving up that fast. We finally were able to close above it today. Hopefully that gives us the booster we need. And we don't want to even come back down to the 20 moving average here for a while. But yeah, it'd be weird. Unless maybe we... Nah. We're in a weird system now. If you kind of pay attention to where this last consolidation, how it worked out versus this consolidation, you know? It's kind of hard to how we do this. It just kind of feels different. We were getting bought back up a lot sooner. We kept going back up. This one, it took a long time for it to have this larger move. We really took off a lot of time here. A lot of time. Let's get this. But in theory, Bitcoin should be shooting up like, you know, any day now, basically. And hey, Gamix, I appreciate it. Loki puppies for sale. I'm interested. Experienced dog owner. Hey, War Productions. I'll let you know if they actually have a litter, if she goes in the heat while he's over there. And then I'll put you in touch with Dana, because she's awesome. They have a really, really nice ranch. Oh my god, it's so nice. Because their main thing is Pyrenees dogs. No, not Pyrenees. Those little teeny, beautiful yapping dogs that you see all the... on Asian social media, where they all have all the nice, cute faces and stuff like that. They breed those things, and those things are so nice. But they're also somewhat like vicious. Like they're not, I don't say vicious, but they're just noisy. Loki doesn't bark. He doesn't do anything. He's very nice. He's bred to be more family friendly, but also aggressive when he needs to be, but mostly just family friendly. But yeah, I'll let you know when it happens. I'll be sharing pictures and stuff like that. When they're born, Loki will be going over there to go say hi. You know, he'll be like, ooh, if the mom lets him. I don't know. The mom's probably going to be rightfully defensive if any dog comes close to the pups. Yes, Coinbase will be consistently down. Yeah, I don't know. It's just you know, when it comes to exchanges, you have to have some type of trust with them. Coinbase has not led me to believe that I should be trusting them at this point in time. Coinbase is having many issues with altcoins. And again, it's not even that they're having issues and they're going down. That's already bad enough. But it's because on certain parts of their exchange, you're seeing altcoins crashing down much more than on other exchanges. Remember, when Shiba Inu crashed, a few weeks ago because Coinbase went down. On any other exchange, Shib fell down about 20%, and like fine, 20%, we'll deal with it. We can come back. You know, remember on Coinbase, Shiba Inu fell down over 50%. That is insane. And so imagine you have a stop loss. Your stop loss gets hit because of a glitch, and then all of a sudden it shoots back up. You have no way of buying back into the market and getting all that money back. So it's just, you've lost so much profit, and you just like, you don't know what to do. So it's stuff like that would just really sucks. So I'm not trading on Coinbase. I'm trading on lots of other exchanges, but not Coinbase isn't one of them. But if you want to just hold spot and you don't want to trade spot, Coinbase is fine. But even then, you know, I don't know if I could deal with the shock of opening up my Coinbase account one day and just seeing everything say 0. That would freak me out, honestly. My prediction for all-time highs, probably somewhere between $100,000 and $150,000 if we get lucky. You know, maybe it can go higher to 200,000 or so forth. I'm waiting to see. But my fear is that the bull run maybe, how would you say, it might have to contend with an economic slowdown, which could be interesting. But I still think we should do fairly well in this bull run here. If the bull run doesn't go that high, I don't think the crash will be that bad. So CryptoRus was talking about YouTube Moon Daddy's token on Polygon Kulo. I don't know anything about that, but if he's talking about it, they probably got paid for it. No, I'm just joking. He probably, I don't know, I have no idea about it. He likes to go into those wacky tokens and so forth, because people like to search for those things online, so it's easy to get lots of viewers. He's been trying to figure out how to get more viewers for a while here, because he has a very good channel, a very large channel. But his problem is, you know, crypto, oh, hold on, social played. What's the guy's handle? Can I find him? I can't pronounce his name properly. There it is. Yeah, he just streamed a couple hours ago. He has 727,000 subscribers, but like most of us, you know, the views don't add up to that because YouTube doesn't push him out. But he recently just started to get more subscribers here, which is good, because that means he's gonna try to usually promote more stuff. But basically, he's getting like 87,000 people watching a day, 67. He wants to get millions of people watching his channel a day, because again, if you go back towards 2021, you know, he was getting, you know, 10 million people watching a month. Right now, in the February, it's still down. It was still worse than his month in January, even though February Bitcoin was doing fairly well, right? So it's kind of a weird system that YouTube has in place, but everybody's going to start pumping out as much content as they can, including me. I've just been kind of tired, so I'm not going to do any more morning streams. I'm going to start going back to morning videos and doing some technical analysis stuff and things like that. And I think those will be a lot better. There we are. Where's the website where you saw Bitcoin ETF transfers? It's called Arkham. 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 What's here? Yeah, Litecoin's finally been making a move. I've been happy about that. And Mr. Wickles, I appreciate that, my man. I try not to be so crazy on the streams. Although, what do you call? Sometimes when I haven't had enough sleep, my mind gets flustered, which is why I've been trying to get more sleep lately. Helps me when it comes to streams. Let's see. NA Farmer, happy to see you. Hectobe's Chihuahua? No, they're not Chihuahuas. They're, I need to clean that thing out. Tiny dogs. I don't know. These things. I think these things. I think those things. But not as like rounded. They're groomed a little bit more. Oh, it's like a gallery thing? No. My grandparents have a Shih Tzu. Pomeranian. Yeah, let's call Pomeranian. Yeah. These little things. They're little tiny things, but they run really, really fast and they're really, really chill. But damn, they just yap and yap and yap and yap and yap and yap and yap, and I cannot deal with the dog that wants to be that loud for that much time. All they were doing was screaming and barking. But I mean, they seem like chill dogs. The puppies are really cute. Puppies are really, really cute, actually, really, really cute. Yeah, anyways, White Productions. Yeah, if you're here, you'll get updates on Loki's puppies pretty soon. Well, I don't know. I've never bred. Loki's literally just there to have fun with the female. Tame the Ark made his own coin. Yeah, Tame the Ark. He's been one of those guys that have been around like me that have been doing streams. Tame the Ark has I think he only has one stream, but I know his channel. I think he talks. What the heck is going on? Tame the Ark. Yeah, he's still putting out videos every now and again. I'm not entirely sure. These videos look very, very weird. There's no structure to them. I don't really know what it is, but I know he has a live stream here. Yeah. Right? Bitcoin dropping to 40K. Are you prepared? And then, you know, day 17 to 52 of bear market. I don't know where he's getting that, but I mean, it's cool. We could always have a pullback, don't get me wrong, but that seems kind of excessive. Pomeranians, thank you. Yeah, there you go. Pomeranians. Yeah. Not a small dog guy myself. Yeah, I'm not one either. They're just too noisy. My grandparents have a tiny dog. It's the cutest little thing. It loves me. Whenever I see the dog, it pees on the floor because it's so excited to see me. But like I don't know, because I spoil that dog too. But I don't know. I could just never have a small dog. It's too much. It's too much. I feel bad leaving a small dog at the house alone. I don't feel bad leaving Loki at the house alone, besides just like leaving him at the house. I don't feel like he's in any danger, right? Plus, we know if some guy's gonna try to rob the house and he sees Loki just like staring him down and growling and barking into the house, he's gonna be like, oh, maybe I should double think this, you know, because maybe there's other dogs in there. Maybe this dog can like kill me, etc., right? And here, no, yeah, we've been talking about AMP for the past what, like hour or so. It's definitely moving up higher. It's up like 50% so far today. It's a 24-hour live and Discord connector, so they discuss amongst throughout the day. Oh, that makes sense. I don't like that type of style myself because I don't like to do Discord as much. But I can see where people would like it if they're really heavy into Discord. Let's see. Tame the Ark's channel, I mean. I'm part of the community over there as well. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you call it? I'm not heavy on Discord, but I think if you are heavy on Discord, you might like it. What's right here? You could surpass CryptoRus by doing half crypto, half dog channel. Well, for me in particular, and I'll answer somebody's. Who is this? Talk about something. Where's that? Oh, power. I'll check out power in a second. But as far as CryptoRus, like my big thing here is what I'm gonna try to do is have my streams get views, which they're already doing fine with. For those streams, it just really depends on how many people want to watch them and so forth.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
The heck? Okay. Sorry, that was my phone. Get the streams, and then I'm going to do daily update videos every night again, maybe weekly updates where I give you my opinions of the market. But then I also want to go down that rabbit hole that a lot of creators go down, where they can make content that gets like 100,000 views or so forth. And I can use that to feed into my live stream shows, you know. But those require an editor. I already have an editor working for me, so I'm going to see how this first video does. It's a test video. It'll only be like 2 to 3 minutes long, but I'm going to be interested to hear your feedback on the style of the video and how do you think it was done. And again, it's not going to give you all the information about everything, but it's going to be toned down, because then I'm going to be using that same type of animation style where there's stuff moving around, you know, and I'll be doing videos where like, hey, here's the top 5 AI tokens for 2024. Here are the, if you see this, Bitcoin's about to crash. Stuff like that, where there's actual meat on the bone when you click the video, but it's going to be looking very clickbaity when you actually click on it, right? So there's good substance there. In the video, the thumbnail is going to look kind of what it's supposed to, but at the same time, it's going to be geared towards getting lots of views. Because even when you talk about CryptoRus, again, like almost 1 million people following him, he doesn't even get like 100,000 views on his channel. Sometimes he gets 34,000 so worth. But when the bear market gets bad, he's getting like 5 to 10,000 views because nobody's watching. And it's not, it's everybody. Me, Tom Crown, Crypto Wendy, Benjamin Cohen, Daily Asset News, all of us. When the bear market comes along, views plummet. Everybody that wasn't able to make money, they get really mad because they didn't sell they didn't sell when they were supposed to. They tried to buy at the all-time highs. They were doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and so I'm just like, but I want to have a plan for that. Why pivot to over other stuff like, I'll talk about, hey, now's the time to start dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. Now's the time to start, blah, 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 blah. Here are the new tokens with AI. Here are some new low market cap tokens, stuff like that. Here are the top movers of the week. But again, a lot of that stuff, I'm going to have to figure out the scheduling for it. But, a lot of stuff will just happen like, every Tuesday or something will be the top movers. Every Wednesday will be the top sectors. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like that, actually. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Now, as power is concerned, power US dollar on Kraken. I guess that's probably the only place I can buy it. Okay, I know you're talking about short term, but there is a level of resistance up here. It looks like around 49 cents. So let's go over here to the 15-minute chart. It found a way to pop above it. It's just getting slammed back down. All right. The liquidity on this is just not good. Is there somewhere else I can trade this? Power ledger. Let's see. There we go. A little bit better, right? 1 hour chart. All right. Well, it's still in a consolidation zone. If you're looking for a reason to scale out of it, I mean, you have one at this point if you've been buying up down here. But ultimately, what I'm probably looking at is just waiting for it to continue making a higher move. Probably something that looks like this, where you're looking for the breakout and you want to attack that breakout and watch it go higher. For me, I'm not really a fan of the way this chart's move, because it looks like this dip was pretty darn aggressive. How big was this dip? 17%? Yeah, that's quite a bit for just a small bit of consolidation. But if you still own some, or if you were able to buy some over here, you're basically just waiting for that next breakout. I don't really mind this uptrend so much right now. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world if we do break down below it. Really, it's basically when we do manage to break out on top of this one, that's when I get more excited. I start to pay attention to a little bit more. You could definitely see this coming all the way back down here to like 46 and 45 cents before it ultimately makes that large move up to curl again and then try to come back out. As far as the oscillators are concerned, though, let's go to the daily chart. Daily chart still looking fairly bullish here, just because that last breakout with the breakout structure, your buy signal was over here. 4-hour chart still looking bullish, still looking fine. Oscillators are mixed on the 4-hour chart, though, where on the daily chart everything's bullish. 1-hour chart, everything's kind of mixed right now. Everything's bullish, but it looks like it wants to come down a little bit more. And on the 15-minute chart, you're definitely seeing some bearish just peak out. So, yeah, it might just come back down here towards 47 to 45 cents. If we see that breakdown, maybe it'll come back down to 45 and 44 cents or so. But it still looks fine. It just had a run up here, but people are very happy to take their profits at those levels of resistance. So you're looking at a little bit more of a day trader's market here, not so much of a swing trader's. Perhaps if it has a little bit more consolidation, you might be able to wait for that next leg up that will take it, again, above this level of resistance, up here closer to maybe 58 to 72 cents. Really, I would say, I mean, if it's going to have another large pump, it could definitely move higher. I don't exactly know what this large wick was over here. If we go back to the 4-hour chart, you'll see what I'm talking about. Right? Where it went all the way up here to like $1.28 and then came crashing down. That's kind of abnormal. However, if you wanted to wait for a move like that to happen again, you might just have a limit order placed at around $1. So if it does do something crazy and you just like sleep, it'll just sell and you're like, oh wow, I just made a whole bunch of money off it. That's if you're holding on Coinbase. Coinbase might have just broken for a little bit, but if Coinbase breaks and you sell and you make money off of it, nothing wrong with that, right? Coinbase isn't going to come scraping, coming back for it. There you go. I really am talking a lot. These Lanceros are meant to be talking and smoking quite a bit, but typically I'd rather talk and relight here so you guys know so I'm not all over the place. Yorkie Palm Mix, they're the cutest. They are really, really cute. As long as they're not barking. As long as they're not barking. Oh my god, I can't deal with barking. It's an ADHD thing. It's not like an anti-dog thing. It's just, what do you call it? I'm really happy that Loki doesn't bark too much. And when he does bark, I'm alert and aware because he doesn't bark normally, so I know something must be up, right? And hey, Gruff, can I look at Baby Doge, please? Yeah, I sure can. Do I have Baby Doge on here? I do have Baby Doge. I recently just started looking at this one. So, let's back up a little bit. So, all right. The last few days, we had a breakout over here with Baby Doge, and you can see that it was a pretty nice breakout. We went high. If you bought the breakout itself, it looks like the returns were up to, well, it doesn't give me a return here. From 1203 all the way up here towards 3388. Not entirely sure what that number is, but it's quite a big return, like maybe at least a few 100%, I would think. Now it does break the RSI tool down here, so let's not focus on that too much. But basically, it had a breakout. Right now, you're typically not looking to buy this at this point in time. You're looking to scale out and take some profits, and that's what you're seeing people do so far today and yesterday. That goes over to the daily chart and the day before. All right, so right now, you're just dealing with this level of resistance, and when we haven't been able to break above it because, of course, we're just kind of so overextended here. Last few times that we've had to deal with these large moves, there have been some pretty large downward moves. In this example, we fell down about, oh, it doesn't let me know, but we fell down quite a bit. Okay, it was a pretty decent move. This time, it looks like we may want to flush back down another layer and come back down here to 2778 or so. And then from there, it might kind of come back up and you might have a little bit better buying opportunity. If you're looking to buy, you're going to have to wait for some type of breakout to accumulate. There's not really anything that's telling me to buy this for now. In fact, you're seeing it break down below the 20 right now, kind of tilting over with lower highs here, where it wants to come down a little bit more, maybe back down here to 2760 in the short term. And if things get really, really nasty, which I don't think they would, it might come back down here to 2331 or so. And yeah, I guess a tear, but if it comes really, really bad, 1871 or so. But again, there's just a large level of resistance. It has to consolidate and cool down. So as it drops down, this is where the new buyers come back in for the next big move. And because of this, again, Baby Doge, you have to see if Dogecoin's also going to be making a larger move. Right now, Dogecoin was trying to break out here on a shorter time frame and it just wasn't able to. And again, Dogecoin is also resting up against a couple levels of old support and resistance here, and it hasn't been able to break out. Right? Very, very close. Trying. Really a lot of volatility here. But once Dogecoin consolidates a little bit more and also has that large move, I think at the same time, or generally within the same week, you should see Baby Doge also go have another parabolic run, because Baby Doge, despite the large move that it's already had, I don't believe that Baby Doge actually has a lot of high market cap, right? Yeah, it's at 462 million right now. So it can definitely go up another 100%, 200%, 300% over the next few months for sure. But it's definitely getting rejected off right now, and it's trying to consolidate to make a higher move. It is not like a something to buy at this point in time, unless you're just buying it knowing it's going to go up in the next few months, and you just want to say, hey, I want to buy and forget about it. You can do that, but yeah, that's to each their own, right? And hey, Crypto Ricky, happy to see you. You know, I really want Bitcoin to get moving, but it's not moving at all. If this goes out one more time, I'm moving to the next cigar. This is getting annoying. Anyway, Welder, I'm smoking a Rocky Patel Lancero, 20th anniversary Lancero. They're pretty good flavor wise, but this one in particular, it's just not staying lit, and I don't know why. I think because I might have damaged it a few months ago, but it just basically keeps on going out at me. Possibly because I'm not smoking it fast enough, but I can't smoke too fast, you know? Cool on Matic is still a tiny market cap and about to be listed on 6 exchanges. Oh, there you go. That's something to look at. How do you feel on XRP had a long from 0.48 to took profits to 74? See, I'd be careful on the short. Just make sure you have a stop loss on it in case Bitcoin tries to do something really big or surprising, you know. But I think it's okay to have a short on something that's kind of blasted off that much. It might be something more of a day trading short for me, or maybe a swing trade where it's maybe just a couple days, maybe a few days of holding. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. And good luck, good job on the profit there. Let's right here. It's worth 20s in baby Doge and forget. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to put a few bucks into it and forget it, that's what a lot of people do at this point. Because again, regardless if we have a large move up or a large move down over the next few months, it's still going to be part of this larger bull market that we're looking at. And so if you just kind of buy it and forget it, it should go higher over time. It should go higher over time. Like again, when we talked about that last Faraday trade that we did together, the trade overall was down $1,000 before it ended up going profitable and making us some money. If you hold on during a bull market, you're usually going to be very happy with the results, but you're going to have to be kind of patient with it. And it's okay to even do some dollar cost averaging on something like a baby Dogecoin. You know, you can, you know, buy a little bit today, a little bit next week, or you can just buy a little bit next week and just forget about it. Or even buy a little bit today, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, Rob, I didn't see it. My bad. Thanks for letting me know. New trader here. My plan is this year, I'm going to buy Shib before the Bitcoin halving. I'm going to let it that pump up, then transfer those profits to Bitcoin for a safe gradual gain. Thoughts? The only thing I would say is a lot of times, what's the best way to slow it out? This one, I think the one was yesterday. There you go. Okay. So the last time when Shib pumped, when Bitcoin was pumping, if you bought Shib and it went up high and then you rotated that into Bitcoin like this, normally what you're going to see is Bitcoin will eventually actually come back down because most of the altcoins moves happen right before Bitcoin ends up crashing back down. So you would most likely buy Shib, make a bunch of money off of it, put all that money into Bitcoin, then watch the value of Bitcoin go down. And so you're losing value overall, but you own more Bitcoin. For me, I wouldn't necessarily rotate it into Bitcoin. You could rotate a portion of it into Bitcoin, but I might keep a certain percentage of that in just straight up cash and then make sure that you're able to kind of see what happens with Bitcoin here. Because a lot of the times, again, let's like go back over here to Bitcoin all-time highs. Something that was around for a while. I guess Solana. All right. So during the first pop, Bitcoin pretty much maxed out on April 12th of 2021. There you go. So there you go. Maxed out. While Bitcoin was doing its pretty nasty stuff where it was going down, you saw that Solana was going up. So, you know, careful with it. It doesn't, just because not all tokens are going to be the same during this cycle. I guess is the point I'm trying to make. But I would just be very, very careful that you watch to see what Bitcoin is when you're moving the profits from Shiba Inu, because that could be like moving the profits from here after it's already kind of run up a lot, moving it over to Bitcoin. And again, most of these moves, like this large move over here, like let's see, when did Bitcoin really start to go flat? Like where the value of you holding Bitcoin really didn't amount to anything, basically, right? That was in February 15th, 2021. There you go. You know, when Bitcoin was going sideways, that's where we saw a lot of the movement happening with Solana going higher and higher and higher. And the same thing over here. So this was July, this was August over here, 2021. When we started to pop back up again, a new top over here, right? July 26th. There you go. So, you know, usually just because you move the profit from one place to another, it doesn't always mean that everything's gonna be good. Because again, you could do it over here where Solana starts to top out a little bit. Maybe, let's say you don't get the top, you get like the week before the top. That's around October 25th. Right here. So you got like 2 weeks of Bitcoin going up before it eventually came down. So just be careful about reallocating that money back into Bitcoin. That'd be my big concern here. Because, you know, what you could do instead is you could basically just hold on to it and kind of wait for another opportunity to load up on more cryptocurrency. Whether you're looking to do something more of a bear market type of play, or you're just looking to do some day trading and stuff, you know, it's up to you, but I'm a little bit more hesitant to put the money back into Bitcoin after Shiba Inu moves, because there's a good chance that Shiba Inu goes parabolic and reaches like crazy all-time highs when Bitcoin is on its last legs before Bitcoin starts to really have a larger drop down. And TradingView, how can you use the buy sell signs? You have to be signed into an exchange in order for that to work. So you have to go down here to trading panel. It's like behind my head. I open this up. You have to log into something over here. And then once you're able to log into your Webull account or AMP account, Interactive Brokers, whatever it is, then there'll be buttons that you can use. You can buy, sell, and then you can go into them and you can, how do you say, pretty much put settings in there. So you say, hey, if I push the buy button, I want to buy $500 worth of this asset, $1,000 worth of this asset, or 5 shares of this asset, 10 shares of this asset. You can micro tune all that type of stuff. Oh, this thing went out again. Okay, I'll just scrap it for now. It's a good cigar, but I really don't want to take the time to smoke it again, or light it again. And hi, Raphael. Good morning. Let's see. Hey, Raphael. Nah, this ain't a dip. Most coins consolidating in their patterns. There are a few dips over the past few days. Some tokens have been falling around 20 to 30%, and it's because those coins have gone parabolic. If coins go parabolic and Bitcoin isn't doing a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of times you'll see them take dips. And hey, Slick Change, happy to see my man. So here, thank you for the insight. No worries. Anyways, Luis, I don't trade on whatever this is called, TradingView. I like it, but I prefer Fairdesk and BYDFi and just regular exchanges a little bit better. And also, they do use the same software as TradingView. They use TradingView software. Although I do use TradingView for the technical analysis. I don't. You know what I'm talking about. Hold on. There we go. I use it for the technical analysis, but I don't like to push the buy and sell button on it. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. It's worth trying it out at least once, though. Let's see how that works. Ooh. Tastes like steak a little bit. Well, that ain't a dip if I'm up 500%. It has 20% cool off. Well, it's still a dip. 20% is a lot of value. Remember, that's like saying you have $100,000 and it goes down by 20%. That's still a lot of money being lost there. Tim has been calling for a 40K Bitcoin when we are at 59K and we are above the all-time highs. I agree we can go to 40K, but until Bitcoin starts breaking higher time frame market structure, isn't he is just guessing. Yeah, I mean, there are ways that Bitcoin can have a large drop. From this point in time, the technicals don't look like it's happening to me right now. We can have dips and whatnot, but we would have to have some type of economic news happening. So we do have a little bit of inflation data coming out tomorrow. That'll be interesting to watch, but Bitcoin has been shrugging off inflation data over the last few months. Remember, inflation has been not great. It hasn't been great. And Bitcoin's been going up. The stock market's been going up because everybody is figuring that eventually Jerome Powell is going to capitulate and start to lower rates even if inflation isn't slowing down as much as he wants it to. Because, again, there's an election coming up and Jerome Powell feels like he might get fired or something or bashed around if Trump's in office. He would prefer Biden. So we're anticipating these lower rates here. That being said, if you're trying to get bearish about Bitcoin, a few things would have to happen, right? Go over here to the weekly charts. Let's make these lines a little bit thicker so you guys can see them. Stochastic, there you go. Just need the two lines, nothing else. All right. You would have to see a lot of red across a whole bunch of stuff. And we haven't had any red since October 23rd, which is over here. Ever since that breakout, we haven't had a single reason to sell or go heavy on the shorting here. You know, there was a little bearishness right there, but not everything went bearish. And of course, we ended up still going higher. ETF news, etc., etc. We would have to see a few months of going, like about a month of going sideways. Again, remember when we were talking a few minutes ago and I was like, hey, typically we go parabolic and then we kind of just rest for a little bit of time and then we go down. If we rest for like a month and go sideways like we did back over here, remember, for a few months over here, those are the type of drops that bring us back down to $40,000. What's the number he's saying right now? 40,000? Yeah, 40,000. So like, you know, that's like all-time high type of drop though. No time during a bull market do normally we deal with those types of drops. Maybe over here you might say on this kind of second round thing, which was kind of abnormal. We were like midway up and we fell down about 25%. And again, you know, 25% of where we are right now. That's $54,000, right? And I think that's wasn't the thing that he just talked about? Hold on. Team Lark, there we go. So that's the 40K. You know, there you go. But this is what, day 17 of 52 of the bear market. Day 17. That means his bear market started right here. So it's kind of a risk, right? Like if you shorted his bear market, you would have gotten stopped out. I doubt you would still have a position if you were holding right now, right? That being said, you know, there are still opportunities for Bitcoin to come back down quite a bit. We haven't seen that happen so far. It'll happen kind of out of nowhere and abruptly when it does. And then from there, it'll equal out to Bitcoin going sideways. And then after that, then we have some issues. And of course that can happen. We're pretty much figuring out where the top is before that happens. But again, to $40,000, I don't know. What was his? $40,000? I don't know if I would be like having a limit order at $40,000. At $55,000, $50,000, things get really, really bad. Sure, you know, but $40,000, that's all the way down here, right? So that's where we were back in January before all this stuff started taking off. I'd be a little bit more hesitant about that. Again, especially, my thing is, it's not even the value, it's more of time. It's day of 52, which means if his bull market was right here, or his bear market was right here, that means 52 days. That means it has to happen before April 16th, which means we have to find a way to get back down to $40,000 ASAP. And, you know, I don't know what would make that happen. You know what I mean? This is where my all the options I trade at time becomes a factor. It's hard to say. I'm not opposed to us having a dip, although I wouldn't like it, of course. But I can't force Bitcoin to do anything. But Bitcoin to 40K seems like a real big stretch. But however, just be careful about shorting, right? Just be careful about shorting it. If anything, it's a reason to buy. It's not a reason to short. You could try to short it, but again, if you tried to short that day where the bear market started, right? Well, I don't know. How much has it gone up since that day, though? I guess that's probably a better question here. Yeah, it's gone up like 40%. So if you had like pretty much any leverage, like 2x leverage, you're down 80%, 3x leverage, you're over 120%, you already stopped out. It can be kind of rough. But again, any dip is an opportunity to get more altcoins. That's how I feel about it. Any dip is an opportunity to buy more and more and more and more and more. There's a saying that the technicals don't make sense in a bull market, but the weekly RSI is so high. How do you think it can go in a bigger cool off? Oh, and we can technically go up to like 80,000 bucks before we cool off again, just because of how wild the market is right now. Typically, it would be a lot more difficult because we don't have the institutional money coming in, but institutional money keeps on flowing in time and time and time again, which is it's fun to say the least. Excuse me, let me take a sip of tea. Sorry about that. Whew, all right. But I would focus on other stuff besides just the RSI. Right now, the MACD is screaming upwards. The stochastic is screaming upwards right now as well. I'm very happy with where Bitcoin is. If we take a dump or we come back down pretty harshly, I'm going to be buying that dip all the way through and deploying capital. Dollar cost averaging wise, I'm not just going to toss everything in there. But I will definitely be buying up more and more and more. I would think that there has to be some type of catalyst, though, at this point that causes Bitcoin to come down a little bit. A couple weeks ago now, we had that large wallet open up and they just dumped a bunch of Bitcoin. It could be something like that. It could be Coinbase having issues again, which that doesn't seem crazy, right? Right? But that type of stuff is where we could see some larger moves coming down. Let me top this off here because I didn't light this properly the first time. There we go. I hope this isn't tunneling. Yeah, but that's one thing right there. But, typically once we're at this spot, we just continue to go higher and higher and higher. That's what I'm waiting for, at least. We'll see. I don't like to see these consolidation zones where Bitcoin's doing nothing. But we've been here before, remember? Yeah. I know it's been pretty ugly as we tried to break through all-time highs, but Coinbase going down right there, the Bitcoin being sold off right there. A little bit of consolidation, some volatility and whatnot, a little bit more sideways action. We've been here before. I'm not too irritated. Usually I get irritated with this, remember? Nothing was happening for like a cool 12, 16 hours where Bitcoin was just going sideways within like a $300 range. That's what annoys me. This stuff right now, patiently waiting and watching to see what happens next. I'm not really afraid of Bitcoin going down from here. I'm basically just waiting for a nice consolidation, another move that brings us up, and sometime earlier in the morning today, we should be looking to retest out $73,000. But for now, again, just keep an eye out for this little trend line here. To me, this gives me a little bit more hope of what could be happening sooner rather than later. But we have to get up there and break out first. That's the thing, we actually have to break out. Hey, Spectre, I agree, that's my point. We really need to start to see some sell pressure before you can make a call like that. I think it's possible, but until you see some of these big levels, you can't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with you there. I know me and Tame just have a difference in opinion here, but, he's not a bad guy or anything as we disagree. He's still chill. Although, I don't know. I think where I differ with Tame right now is I've been burned by shorts in the past few months. Remember, I was saying, hey, I think we're going to go down a little bit. We're going to go down a little bit. We're going to go down a little bit. And we would go down, but not as much as I thought. And so I would never make enough profit. So I got really ticked off about it. Remember when we were looking at the daily charts before the spot ETF came out? So these drops over here. So I saw in the 4-hour charts like, oh, something doesn't look right over here. Let me see what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to short it, right? I short it, but I'm hoping it'll come back down over towards $34,000, $33,000 over here. Nah, it jumped right back up. I got stopped out, you know, and then I was like, fine, you know, I'm not gonna go back into it. Boom, come back down. A little bit of weakness in the 15-minute chart. Maybe I'll take a short. All right, I didn't take one here, but I was like, we'll see. Came back down, large move, pump back up. Dropped up the cliff, pump back up. It's, you know, it's more of a day trading shorting is fine, but the swings haven't been playing out. And I think it's because I got burned that I'm just so anti-short right now. And that's like, this is personal bias here as far as I'm concerned. Because again, even over here, if I pull out all these oscillators, we did have a bunch of sell signs here, here, and here. Is this 124? No, right there. Okay, yeah. So we did have a bunch of sell signs saying, hey, something really bad could be happening right here. But I never shorted this move down, which again, it did move down. It came down to this like little bit of level of support over here. I didn't short because I was like, well, eventually the ETF should be buying up a lot of Bitcoin, so I don't want to go against that. And so eventually, you know, it did end up going up, but I was so ticked off from, you know, dealing with all this stuff over here and dealing with this stuff that I pretty much just was like, you know what, forget about it. I don't care. You know, I'll be looking for this opportunity to buy more instead of going short, basically. And the buying more helps it soothes my soul even more. So if I go back up here very fast and we just go back, I really am just having a troubled time smoking cigars today. We're at 11,000. We need to scroll up. There we go. Oh, it doesn't show me the change of character stuff. Fine, let's just go to 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart should still see everything. There you go. You see how everything was bearish here on the 4-hour chart, then we had the breakdown? Usually, I might actually short this. And I'd have a first price target right here. Around that one, and then I might have another one right over here. And I'd pretty much be all out of it by here, okay? Now, if I went longer, awesome, I missed out on it. But again, I just want to be in there for a little bit to take my money and run. Again, you might take that trade. However, if you're trying to swing this trade down, you know, maybe that next level of resistance is either down here, or maybe there's a little bit of resistance down here, you know. You could try to aim for those, but, you know, me being me, I tend to aim for some of these larger ones here, so I don't even bother with it anymore. But I am going to be curious to see how it plays out. But I haven't watched him, so I don't know exactly what his thesis is for it. I do know some. Gambit, you say you're part of the community as well. What's his thesis? Because I would love to see it though, just so I could try to see if I could short it myself. But again, I'd be waiting for a little bit more. What would you call it? I'd be waiting for more data, I guess. Like the Fed, I am data dependent. There we go. We'll see. Is buying Bitcoin at 72K a good investment? Yes, but that's only if you're going to hold it for a very long time. Typically, the way I buy Bitcoin is I have some Bitcoin in a long-term portfolio, which I'm not holding for years. If you're looking at that type of portfolio, yes. Besides that, I typically only like to really load up on Bitcoin in large amounts when we're in a bear market. And then I like to do cycle trading, where I'm buying at the bear market and I'm selling at the height of the bull market. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's a years-long process, but the profit is pretty stable, and it makes you much more than if you were to hold, you know, like the average stock out, like an Apple or a Microsoft. They've been going up high, but I mean, they've been going up as high as Bitcoin? Not really. So, you know, let's say we go over here. The Bitcoin low in December. Let's say that we didn't get the low price, but we came over here. Let me squeeze this down a little bit so you guys can see everything I'm doing. All right. You bought somewhere around here, somewhere on the lows. You did some dollar cost averaging. You're up around 253% right now so far. And of course, we'll be going up higher for the, what do you call it? But just 253%, you know? And then you go over to Apple, which again has had a good rally. Don't get me wrong. Currently, well, where would you have bought Apple? You probably would have bought Apple somewhere over here, not at the very low point, but somewhere over here. You know, at the very high, that was a 45% rally. Very high point, 45% rally. If you're still holding it, it's only a 25% rally because Apple's having some issues with China and Huawei, as you guys might imagine. There are other things out there that do really well, though, like an Nvidia. You know, these things, maybe you bought down here during this consolidation levels, right? If you're still holding that, you're up 427%. Or if you're a dumbass like me who sold most of his around $400, $500, you're actually, you know, you only made about 181%. So, you know, there's different ways of trading, but for me, the cycle is much easier and it gives you much more profit usually than all of the other companies. Rarely do we have Nvidia making these types of moves because, you know, it's a once in a lifetime AI type of buy and everybody has to buy the processors and stuff. And then right now there's a little bit of weakness with Nvidia. I'm not completely freaked out about it, but you can see that if Nvidia goes down, the rest of the market will just come crashing down with it, which is kind of scary that everything depends on one stock. But again, you know, most altcoins depend on Bitcoin, so here we are. You know, Bitcoin's no different there. There we are. Hey, Akawini? Yeah, there we go. Akawini? Yeah, I can check it in for you. We've been checking this out a little bit ago. Oh wow, look at this thing. It's still going up higher. Let me change something here before I check it out. And there we go. All right. So last time we were talking about this, we were talking about this curl that was happening, and now it broke out again, and now it's gone up all the way to above a penny here. Wow, look at that. So at this point, I know we were talking about this in those next levels of resistance. Let me just add the line on here right now. That next level of resistance happens to be around a penny and a half or a little bit above that. You may see it continue to go higher. Fibonacci levels have pretty much been all broken, I would say, at this point. A lot of the smaller ones, you might get the last 2 or 3 perhaps. So let me see if we can find some of those. 2 or 3? 2 or 3 anymore? Yeah, last 3 right there, yeah. If we're able to break it above this next level of resistance, the next Fibonacci level should be around here about 0.02, which is about, you know, 2 cents. Honestly, though, you know, let's go over here to the 15-minute chart. These things might have been honored for maybe a half a second, some maybe a few minutes, but they seem to be getting annihilated at this point. So they maybe just, hey, cool off, let's buy when it dips from this level type of things, and not necessarily, oh wow, we're going to be having these longer move downs. Because I've been talking about AMP for a while here, but to be frank, when I talk about AMP, it's been pretty boring because this is usually when I was talking about AMP way down here in December, January, when I was buying it up, and it wasn't because I was expecting some type of crazy move like this very fast. It's because you see these little moves. This day from here to the high, it was at 50%. That's why I bought it. So I saw there was interest, but right now it's going sky high. 15-minute chart still looks good. Everything still looks very, very good with this. But just be careful if you're trading this with leverage. If you're trading this with leverage right now, it is going to be absolutely terrifying because let's say you just bought this right here with a 10x leverage. You know, you're already down 60% on your trade in 3 minutes. So please be careful if you're trading this with leverage. It seems to be kind of rough, but people have been having luck buying the dips and then just waiting for the next big pop here. So again, any of these smaller dips, they seem to have worked out pretty well, even over here. But even this drop over here, this drop was freaking 13%. Actually, that's not even bad. That's not even that bad, actually. So 13% isn't terrible. Another one over here, so forth. But yeah, we can watch AMP for a few minutes. It's probably the 5-minute chart. And let's get rid of the Fibonacci levels because they don't matter here. But yeah, it's making a move higher. This would be so dangerous to necessarily buy and go to sleep. But if you want to buy and see if it goes up higher and just have a stop loss there, by all means, I mean, go for it. But again, this is a very high risk play because it's already up. What now it's not up 100%. Now it's up 90%. 90% in the last, like, what, 5 hours? So, careful. Wait, 4... a little bit more than 4 hours, actually. Sorry about that. You big on IBIT and Coinbase? Both are fine. I'm not really buying Coinbase, but I think they'll be fine down the road. Hey, K-pop, and yeah, Bitcoin's definitely doing well right now. Or let me see, Bitcoin's doing fine over the last few days. AMP is doing really good today. You want the Bitcoin price on the right hand side? Probably that live button is something over there. Where can I put this? I can put it right here. There you go. And the middle of the screen looks kind of funky. Or I can try to... Yeah, I can put it in the top right hand corner. Or maybe... How does this look though? Is it somewhat flush? If it's somewhat flush, I can leave it there for now. So it'll be right there. Kind of around where the time is. I don't think that's going to block too much stuff, and right next to the sponsors. There we go. But yeah, we're definitely seeing some nice moves from AMP here. Everything else is pretty much dead right now, though. So let me just kind of go down the list. Jasmine's down. Actually, this is a 5-minute chart. This looks very drastic. It's not. Let's go to the 4-hour charts. XLM is down a little bit. Baby Doge is coming down a little bit. Miro. Damn, I'm just having a bad luck of cigars lately. This one's tunneling here. There we go. All right. Miro's coming down. Floki's coming down a little bit. Whiff is coming down a tad. Again, you can see how they've been going up, so these drops aren't necessarily terrible. It's just these cool-offs. But again, this is a down 7% on the day, right? Ocean down 0.5%. RLC down 1.6, GRT down a little bit here, RNDR a little bit. We talked about this level of resistance. We're there. We're trying to break out. It's resistance. What can I tell you? Let me get rid of this stuff though. We don't need to see all those drawings again. Wild token is up a teeny bit. This is something to watch out for. Ajax is down a little bit, but not much. Fa is down a little bit. Fetch is down a teeny bit. AI tokens actually aren't down that much. AI token like NMR, this looks like a lot, but it's only down 1.5% for the day. Let's see. XLM is down a little bit, but again, it's still moving up higher, so I don't care. UFO tokens moving up higher, but just down a little bit today. So we're seeing a rough start to the day with a lot of these different tokens, but ultimately they're doing pretty darn well. Look at Shib. Shib is just Shib is struggling right now. And again, you can tell above my head over here, it's definitely moved up higher. It's definitely moved up higher, but it just hasn't found the will to break out again. Which means that you're buying up at these levels, just anticipating the larger move. But you got to be so patient with it because you know it's going to go parabolic again. You know it's going to have a larger move. But again, this is like a $20 billion plus crypto token, so it can only go up so much higher from here. Sand still moving higher. Pepe, same type of thing as Shib, broke out and now it's just going sideways. Luna had a breakout. Mana had a move up here as well. So Loom, everything is still going up here. Even ID token is up 2% today. ICP, GTC, Gala, look at that move. We talked about that a couple days ago. FTM, rough days today as far as percentage down, but overall it's like, they keep on going up. So these are just kind of like mini intraday buying opportunities, I guess you would say. BNB's up a little bit as well. The big kahuna though is AMP. But I don't think many people talk about AMP. I talk about AMP just because of the price action that I saw a few months ago. Not really because the project is something crazy. And if I go over here to coinmarketcap.com, search for it. I think it's on the second page. Oh, AMP, there we go. Right, a new era of payments, be part of the movement, our vision to democratize the global economy, or democratize the global economy, empowering individuals and businesses everywhere to transact with freedom and confidence. And then, like literally that's the website. That's it. If it was building some infrastructure and I knew more about it, sure. But, this is probably built on spaces or something. 53,000 followers, followed by Fairdesk, Hiring, AJ, and 2 others I follow, right? They haven't tweeted in a few days or X'd in a few days. You know, but they got followers and they're around, right? So they're around. They're there. See, they had a booth. They're talking to people, yada, yada, yada. Stuff's going on. That's all you can hope for. If they have a project like that, typically you can be okay with buying them. For me, again, it was these smaller moves over here. Well, like it looks like a small move, but this move right here was like up 89%, you know? And we're looking at 89% move again right now. But you can see what happens after those 89% days. Gets a little bit choppy. But you know, still, I'm not even going to try to do leverage on this thing because it's so crazy. If I'm doing leverage, it's like a 2x leverage or a 3x leverage. And then, you know, you're buying and you're just patiently waiting and you're having a stop loss. And then you're like, if it comes down, fine, I lose. You know, it's a high risk play, but I mean, it's only high risk because you have a high reward potential. But I mean, just look at this 5-minute chart. You know, it's rare that we get to see a few coins break above a penny. You know, how's Bitcoin doing here? Bitcoin's still consolidating a little bit. There we are. It depends on when you want to sell Gala, but if you're looking to sell it in a few months from now, yeah, you're fine. If you guys are looking to buy altcoins in general right now, you might as well just wait for them to have breakouts, or if you see they're hitting some type of support level, you can also buy around there. For me though, when I'm looking to trade and buy for like maybe, and hold for like maybe a few days to a week, I'm just trading breakouts right now. I'm not really buying the support levels because I'm not entirely sure if those support levels will hold. If I had $10,000 to spend before 8 a.m., what tokens would I spend it on for a long position? Metaverse tokens, AI tokens, and then meme tokens. Those seem to be the most profitable right now, and they're still making very rapid moves week to week. Grok is Elon's next Dogecoin. What do you call it? Grok is Gronk. There's Grok and there's Gronk, isn't there? I don't know. There's so many tokens these days. But yeah, Elon's still promoting Dogecoin stuff every now and again, but he needs to start tweeting about Dogecoin more and more and more, and also like a picture of a Doge dog or something. That's what he needs to post. That'll get Dogecoin kicked up. But again, Elon's tweets, we have to be in the height of the bull market in order for his tweets to have really huge implications. If he were to tweet right now, like Dogecoin's down, what, 5% on the day? If he was to tweet about it right now, it may go up 5% over the next like 20 minutes or something. It would come right back down to where it is right now though afterwards. So it'd be a big pump and dump type of thing. So you got to be careful if you're looking for his tweets right now. Do I think ICP does not get the attention it needs? What it deserves? And is the new hated coin? I mean, it's because they came out and they launched their token at a crazy valuation. You know, when most tokens come out, and they have to do this like this reach to the community saying, hey, we're here. They go to expos, they ingratiate themselves and they say, hey, we got this product and we're a small group of guys, but we're passionate about it. We hope our project will be big, and we're just, you know, we're trying to spread the word, right? And then we're like, you know, if you want to buy a token or something, it's like a 5 million market cap or $100 million market cap or $200 million market cap. It's a small market cap. When ICP came out onto the the stage, so to speak, it started off with a $15 billion market cap. Who wants to buy something at 15 billion market cap when it first starts off? That was their first big issue. And then it came all the way down to a $1 billion market cap. That's where I started to buy it. You know, I was buying it over here, over here, over here, over here. I even bought a little bit as it was, you know, around a $4 billion market cap, but I saw my value go down a lot. And now I'm profitable on it, don't get me wrong, but this entire time it was coming down. For anybody that's been around for a long time, you guys know I made fun of this thing every single day because they decided to launch their token at a $15 billion market cap. It's just crazy to me that they would try to do that, right? And so I think people just never got attached to it because you never saw those people get in at a very low level. Those really passionate, core of people. like when it came to Dogecoin and whatnot, and some of those other tokens have gotten a lot of notoriety and publicity, people were able to buy those tokens with a market cap of 230 million, 400 million, 500 million, whatever. Even over here, like 18 million, 13 million, people were able to buy them at a very low market cap, which means a lot of people can afford it. A lot of people would like take a chance. People don't take a chance like that on a $15 billion market cap. It's very, very hard to do so. Even if you were to go over here to something like a Polygon, right? Market cap all back over here in 2020, you could buy it for $69 million. You could buy it for 50 million, 100 million. Even over here when it was spiking, going crashing down, you could still buy it at 4.39 billion, and it went up, all the way to 19 billion. But why would you launch it like that? I just don't know. And I think that they were never able to get a lot of long-term passionate holders because of it. So it's not really a social media darling. I think people buy it, they want to believe in it. And if you go over here to ICP, right? There are people talking about it. Staking, airdrop, it just doesn't seem, this is a comparison. ICP Infinity, Tim, let's fly. I don't know. People are trying to trade it like, no, this isn't. Oh, this is, okay, this is something against ICP. I don't know. ICP is so different from the rest of the blockchains that it loves to move counterclockwise. Right? It is what it is. But they really hurt themselves, in my opinion, as somebody that likes to be in the Web3 community, besides just talking about crypto with the actual community, by not allowing people to buy their token at a very, they came out as a total institutionalized launch where they had tons of private funders and stuff like that. Imagine watching your, it just didn't come out the proper way. They didn't do it the right way. Now I think their coin will do fine in this bull run, but I didn't load up on lots and lots of it because again, it was still at $1 billion market cap. I was able to load up on some of the AI tokens, some of the metaverse tokens, meme coin tokens every now and again, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And if you look at ICP so far, it's had a decent run, right? Right now it's heading up to a level of resistance from the lows over here, it's up around 420%, but my average is around $4 or $5. It's not down here at $2, $3. And that's because every single time, while a lot of other stuff found footing, it opened up and it just came down. New low, new low, new low, new low. When you see something like that, it kind of spooks you off from buying large amounts of it, right? But again, if you're playing this cycle, eventually it finds a bottom. But it bottomed out in September of 2023. September of 2023 bottomed out. Bitcoin in September 23 was already doing great things, right? So ICP, if you want to buy it, you can definitely do that. At least they're a project that's doing something. That's what I would say is in their benefit. Can I go back? No. There you go. At least they're a project doing some stuff. I do think they have a pretty active Twitter account, which is kind of nice to see. Right. 700,000 followers, followed by a lot of larger people out there, right? They could tweet. They have, they were at Ethereum Denver, stuff like that. But, I don't know. It just, I don't think they were ever able to get some of those low market cap people that really are passionate about it. Now, this is something I'm holding for a very long-term type of play. I'm playing it for the cycle, and it's also my long-term portfolio. But, it's because of the technology, not because of not necessarily because their technicals are kind of stationed up. If I go over here to internetcomputer.org, right, good website, everything's perfectly fine, nothing wrong about it. Because again, they did come out with a lot of institutional money backing this thing. you know, and so everything is really, really nicely put together. It's just, you know, they burn, like, you know, it's hard for people to get excited when they haven't seen the run up. All we've seen with ICP is it coming down. There's never been a historical rise with ICP. A good example would be Arbitrum. Yeah, everybody was hyped for Arbitrum for a very, very long time. It was like, it's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming out. And even Arbitrum, yeah, that's another one right there. Let's see. Never listened to an XRP holder. What do you call? I've been holding XRP, I think, for such a long time. I haven't necessarily been adding a lot to it, but I was happy with the day trade or the swing trade we took the other day with the breakout. That was pretty nice profits. But yeah, long-term holding XRP and long-term holding, what's the other one? Litecoin. They've definitely just been kind of miserable things to hold for the years. Hopefully they'll break out eventually. But, you know, past performance is not indicative of future performance. I definitely allocate more funds away from those two because they haven't been doing anything really crazy. I've been trying to buy Ethereum, but Coinbase has my account on hold. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, gotta wait for Coinbase. I have a link to crypto.com if you want to try buying it there. They don't pay me for anything, but I do have an affiliate link with them. Coinbase has just been having a little bit more issues as of late. Let's just say that, just been a little more issues as of late. This technology is why I'm mentioning it. It seems like it can do much compared to others as a cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's pretty much why you're buying it. But as far as, you know, how they enter the market, they did it in a disastrous way. Like they had no idea what they were doing as far as like you know how like when you have a large company, things just move slower because it has to go through all these protocols, people have to approve it and stuff like that. They're kind of a clunkier, larger organization, and they just didn't understand you have to launch at a certain time. You're supposed to be launching in a bear market when stuff isn't really going crazy, and then you spread awareness and you do all the hard work during the bear market so you can flourish during the bull market, right? And they kind of did the weird way where they were kind of working in the bear market, but they didn't understand how all of it worked. When I buy a coin, it's saying buy failed. Uh-oh. Yeah, be careful with that. And okay, Puppet, it's right in the description. If you go over to my video, or if you go to this video, you hit description, there's going to be a link for crypto.com, and I think I'll have my last name in there or something. And you click on that link, and it'll take you right down to the sign-up screen, I believe. What is it? Let's see where to find it. It takes you right here, I believe. Right? Get your rewards by entering your email address, right? And it gives you like a few bucks, I think, for signing up or something, because I have an affiliate code. What did the guy say? Here, let me, hold on. Let's go over here. Let me read like this. Yeah, this cigar is not the best. Let me see about the crypto.com one. I think I have it in this Gmail account over here. So if I go to, what is it? What is it? So, welcome on board. I don't know. I guess they want me to promote the cards to you guys. The Visa cards. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going to promote the exchange. If you guys want to look up their cards and whatnot, go for it. But, you know, I'm not going to really hype up a card. You guys, I mean, the cards have some really cool features. Don't get me wrong. They have really cool features. But, like, I've never been the guy to say, hey, check out this card. It gives you, it pays for your Netflix account or something. It feels weird to say that. Hey, Kickshim, I don't know. Every exchange is different, has their own rules. You literally have to grind it out and wait for support to reach out to you, or you have to reach out to support. And then you'll probably have an answer from them, but only support will know. Reefer's going up and cost is a big deal. Cost has been interesting. I only hold a little bit of it, but I haven't been trading it. Reefer's going up. I own some Reef, I think. Well, there AMP goes. AMP just went up to 2 cents from 1 cent. Remember we were just talking about this? Jesus. Okay, be so careful about buying this down. Well, this thing is just getting like hammered right now. But again, it literally in 6 minutes, it ran up 76%. At a certain point, I should probably close my position on this. I'll let it run. Yeah, it's still such a low market cap. I'll see. Maybe after the stream later tonight, I'll see where I'm at. Maybe I'll sell some off, but... How much have I made? I've only put like 400 bucks in here, so it's not like a life-changing amount of money, but... So 400 by 400%, so... $400, 400%. It's up to $1,600. I probably will let it wait a little bit longer. That's... because like, I'm expecting thousands of percent from this one. Yeah, let's just leave it. Part of me wants to sell it and hope it comes back down, and then I can buy more. But part of me is terrified that if I can run up like 76% in just a few minutes, that it may just get out of my reach here. It looks like it's trying to go up to the top 100 of coinmarketcap.com. If I go over here to numbers, cover. It's not there yet. It's probably moving up pretty fast when it comes to the top 200 here, like the 100 to 200. You can't even keep this all on the window here. Oh, it's because there's order blocks in here. Let's take off the order blocks. It should make it a little bit more natural. No, not much. I mean, just yowza. And again, you think these are small moves? No. This drop was 33%. Can you imagine doing day trades on this? This must be terrifying right now. Let's move this down so we can kind of watch it. Hey Mar, I expect Bitcoin to probably be breaking above $100,000 here in the next few months. I had issues with both Binance and Coinbase in the previous bull run, so what am I going to sell and what I'm going to sell in Revolt? I don't know. It's so difficult. You know, exchanges are going to have issues again with their servers and whatnot, but oh shit, it's coming back up. Who's trading this right now? Like, the money flowing in here must be insane. Is AMP on Coinbase, you know? It's on Coinbase, yeah, so... Let's go over here to Coinbase. Coinbase. Trade. I don't have any money in my Coinbase account. I use it for moving only, but how do you get over to the one trade? No, where's the, what do you call one? More advanced trade. That's, there we go. AMP. There we go. There's not crazy amount of trades happening. That's good. That means that Coinbase isn't gonna crash off of all the volume like Shiba Inu made Coinbase crash. Hey Sheldon, what do you think the biggest lessons are from the last bull run? That people don't know how to sell. If you guys are buying Bitcoin right now or anything right now, look at oh, whoa. This is totally different price charts. This is a 1 minute, 5 minute. So let's go 1 minute here and 1 minute here. totally different price action on Coinbase. Coinbase is looking very, very different. Like 2 different charts here. But anyway, people need to learn how to sell. And usually I'll do a very good job of telling you guys, hey, we're getting kind of crazy here. We're consolidating for a while. Be ready for a larger dip. But just knowing that you can scale out at a high price, and when you zoom back out a few months later, like in hindsight, you know, you'll be like, oh man, I was so happy to sell there. I was so happy to sell Matic, you know, at a couple bucks. I was so happy to sell Dogecoin at 50 cents. I was so happy, you know, to sell Bitcoin at $55,000, even though it went up to 70,000 or, you know, 60,000. I was still happy to sell some Bitcoin around that point in time, because then you look back and I was like, it did go down a lot, you know. So it's just understanding that you do want to sell your positions. Other than that, understanding that once the bull market is kind of over, jeez, whoa, somebody's loading up on this sucker here. Now again, what's this look like here? Totally different charts. So I wonder if Binance is going to follow Coinbase, or if Coinbase is literally just doing its own thing right now. You know what I mean? Coinbase looks more interesting, so let's just watch this. Wait a second. But AMP-USD on Coinbase is at 1.5 cents. Over here, it's at 2 cents. So it's trying to catch up to It's trying to catch up to Binance right now. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Oh, that's freaky. Okay, there we go. That's what people are buying right now. Okay, yeah, but that's one thing. And the other thing is, once the bull market is over, don't be afraid to hold cash. Don't be afraid to get out of a lot of the exchanges that you guys were in, and just kind of hold some cash and be like, last time around I saw a lot of exchanges go kaput because they weren't ready for all the withdrawals. Don't be surprised if we have other exchanges go down this time as well. Despite having all the reserves and everything, don't be afraid to move money off the exchange. You can move it over to something like a Coinbase if you want to. You can move it over to a crypto.com if you want to, if you feel more safe there. But uh-oh, is this coming down now in this direct? No, this is just a crazy little thing happening right now. My God. But yeah, so moving money off. And if you have a lot of Bitcoin that you've been buying up or something, you know, don't be afraid to move it to a cold storage. Honestly, you don't need Bitcoin really at all in your exchanges. You don't need to own it there. Bitcoin is one of those things where you're like, you buy it every now and again, so you can kind of add positions to it during a bear market. But typically, no, just have it in cold storage. It does wonders. Hey, Ken. Kickstream, sometimes your bank has limits or transfers. They stop supporting direct payments. Yeah, sometimes banks can be dicks. They can really be dicks sometimes. I own about 50,000 basically AMP. It's something crazy. Oh yeah. Imagine owning it on Binance versus Coinbase. Coinbase, it's up around. It doesn't say how much it's up on the day, does it? It does not. That's interesting. However, maybe for right here, 198%. So it's going to go up higher and higher probably. It has to catch back up to where Binance is, right? And again, AMP on Coinbase is up at 1.5 cents. 1.5 cents. AMP on Binance is up to 2 cents. That means we still need another 25% jump here pretty soon. Hey, Kane, you secured some profits? Nice. I mean, this is wild what we're seeing right now. I mean, how is it on other exchanges though? So if we go over here to, oh no, what's going on here? This is consolidating. It's getting ready to make a move here, that's for sure. Hopefully up, but I don't know. It looks like it wants to flush down a little bit. We'll see. This is just a minute chart, so give it some leeway here. But I mean, this type of volatility is wild. Again, it doesn't look like it, but this move over the last 2 minutes, it's down like 10% in 2 minutes. Now down 11% in 2 minutes. Oh boy. Everybody's panicking. There's so many day traders in here that one person panics, everybody starts to panic. You can see all the, it's kind of hard. Well, can I zoom in on this? Funny enough, I don't want actually this trade thing here. I want only this stuff. this isn't doing anything. Coinbase is just kind of going through its own little cycle right now, but it's a lot more volatile. But you're seeing people take opportunities to buy right here, and you're just seeing people take opportunities to take some of their profits or just dump. These numbers are pretty crazy. The spread is interesting too. I mean, let's see. That's quite a bit. Okay, let me move this back down a little bit. Not really many sellers right here. A lot more buyers, but the buyers, it's kind of hard to see the way they have their order books set up. I like them when the order books have they go all the way to the middle at the higher levels, you know, and they go all the way to the left when there's not much there. There's stuff here, and you should be able to see a little bit more of it than what they're showing here. We're heading for a support level right now. Let's see if it gets bought back up. Oh, look at all that. See all that stuff being bought up right there? Just chopped into that wall right there. Let's see if it actually decides to hold support here, or if we come down again. It's trying. It's trying. But I mean, I'm just looking at somebody's offloading some right here. A little bit of buys, a little bit of buys. I mean, they're really trying to push this sucker back up. And again, AMP on Binance isn't doing anything. If this decides to tip over and we go back down here a little bit, you know, which is obviously possible because of how high this is ride up, you might see this just go kaplooey. Yeah, there we go. Let's watch this for a few minutes. It's just more exciting than Bitcoin, which is just consolidating right now. MEXC is at 0.019. Yeah, so Coinbase is behind. That's why you still see people buying in here. Coinbase is behind. Which again is very, very interesting. Like, Coinbase should have a natural way to move up the price along with all the other exchanges. I wonder if they just use their own data. They don't want to listen to anybody else's data. Because if I was on Coinbase right now, theoretically, I'd be wanting to buy this right now. Because again, it's undervalued compared to the rest of the exchanges. Now, I've only heard of MEXC and Binance, but you know, Binance is no small exchange. And hey, I'm happy to see you, my man. The token AMP that we were talking about. Oh, see, that wall did hold up. We'll see how long though. We're talking about AMP right now because AMP just went parabolic. It's up like AMP is coming down on the chart though, right here. There was that little flush we were talking about. Now it's coming down a little bit. Within this 1 minute, it fell down about 12%. Yet Coinbase is still trying to catch up to it. So we see it still at 0.017. This is at 0.0145, 0.014. So we'll see if they catch up to each other or not. Hello, boy. How you doing? Loki, Loki, Loki. Do I have your treats? 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 You guys can say hi to Loki for now. Half treat. Oh, you sitting down? You're a good boy. Oh, look at you. Look into the camera. Say hello. Can I make him look into the camera? Kind of. You can tell he's technically not looking at you guys, but do something here. Yep. Good boy. Oh, there you go. He's smacking on it back there. He's smacking. But yeah. Definitely some volatility going from AMP though. I'm really shocked about how high this thing is moving. And even here, got bought back up, trying to do a higher low situation. If we have a breakout here, I'll laugh so hard because then it can go up like 300% or something like that. Because remember, while this is going on, as crazy as it sounds, those people are trying to short this sucker right now. I wonder, do I have AMP on Fairdesk? Fairdesk. No, I don't. Oh, that sucks. I would love to do a 1x trade, not a 1x trade, a 2x long with like maybe $10 and just see where it goes. But for now, I guess I can't do that. So here. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I'm not entirely sure why Coinbase is so off compared to the rest of the market, though. Like, it's very much off the rest of the market. Like, actually, like 20-30%. Wait, so Coinbase is at, what, 13.5? It's like 25% lower than everywhere else. Or you can think about it as 30% higher, basically. Well, this is moving a little bit more, so it might change, but you get the point here. You get the point. There we go. We'll watch and see if this manages to break out. As far as everything else is concerned, everything else is still red for the day. It's not terrible, but they're consolidating. Bitcoin right now is still doing a whole bunch of nothing, consolidating, looking for that breakout opportunity. But AMP right now, for whatever reason, is going parabolic. And, yeah, I'm not going to sell it. Ken, the fact that you sold it makes me happy enough to not sell it. Or take profits, right? I'll just long it and see where it goes. Do I think Robinhood will survive this coming bull market? Yeah. Remember, Robinhood isn't that important to cryptocurrency. Robinhood is not that important at all. They don't have many cryptocurrencies for people to buy. They've really done a horrible job of getting new tokens on their exchange. And really, they primarily are focused on selling order flow, which means they're more focused on penny stocks, day trading stocks, longing stocks, maybe some long-term investing type of stuff. And then they're very happy with options, because they can sell all of that order flow over to all the institutional money makers and stuff over there, and they can make a killing off of that. I don't know if they've necessarily learned how to profit off of crypto yet. Click here, hold on a second. How does Robinhood profit from crypto? We do generate revenue through volume rebates from trading venues. For example, for every $100 of notable value for an executed crypto orders, Robinhood receives 0.35% rebates from its trading venues. No commission on trades or cryptos, right? So they get rebates from it, I guess. So that's probably how they get it. I guess they don't have enough deals or something. I'm not entirely sure. Seems like an actually decent deal if you ask me. I guess they're just not making enough money off of it to expand. But I mean, they should have a bunch of low market cap tokens on them by now. They really should. Again, for those of you guys that have been watching me for a while, I was telling you guys if I found any low market cap token on Robinhood, that new one that would be added on, I'd toss $1,000 into it that same very day. They never did. They never did. Yeah, interesting. A totally different place than anywhere else. I'm not sure why this can't handle it. Coinbase servers are very weird to me. Anyway, Luis, only 20%. Hey, profit is profit. If you just scaled out a few minutes ago, guess what? The price has already gone down more. So you can always buy back in now if you wanted to, or you can just let the rest continue to ride. Again, the market's still young. It can go higher. But definitely taking profits at levels like this where it goes up 200% one day. Come on, you gotta take a profit. You gotta take a profit, right? Does Bonk have over 10x potential? Yes, it does still at this point. Just realized that Bonk has come up a lot. Loki. Oh, no. Don't be playing with stuff. Tried to snatch my phone. There you go. Loki. Here you go. Oh, over here. But yeah, give it some time. AI tokens and gaming tokens of this cycle's hype. I'm really invested heavily into AI tokens this cycle. I'm hoping they do very well. And again, I'm in metaverse tokens as well, mostly because I don't think they've boomed up as much as other tokens, so I want to take advantage of that while I can. After that, a few meme tokens every now and again. Oh gosh. Remember back in December and November, I had that watch list on coinmarketcap.com where it was buy during dumps and then coins that haven't popped yet. So the buy during dumps last 90 days, kind of since December, February, December, February, January, December, yeah. You know, they pumped like, 132% ICP, 156%, 176%, Fetch AI 350%, Singularity Ajax 290, WorldCoin 325. Elf has not performed the way I wanted it to, but I still own it, so I'm hoping it does well. ONT up 67%, RLC up 165, and Fallout Network up 85. You see a lot of these things are going to be AI tokens, frankly, right? However, they've done well. The other one, though, which has been coins that haven't popped yet, coins that popped yet, these ones have been a lot different. So on the high end here, XAI 111%, Engineering Coin up 90%, DCR up a little bit, Nexo, BGB, Step, they're all up quite a bit. Then you have Hello Labs right here. Hello Labs, I want to see this thing do well. But they have not been performing well over the last 90 days here. They had a little bit of a rally, but it's definitely come down after all the hype around their show and stuff died out. Maybe they need to have another season or something, who knows. And then the low market cap watch list. This is much more volatile. This is like, you're not going to own everything in here, but some things have the ability to go up a lot. Some things have the ability to go down a lot. So it's a higher risk type of environment. You get Trust First over here, which is up 2,500%. At the other end, you got like Xeon, which is down 60. Huobi, that's down 60. You see some things are down quite a bit. And you got stuff that are up hundreds of percent, but you also got stuff that's taking big dive down. Like I own RLC, it's my other playlist or watch list. Spell Token, Reef. I don't own Baby Dogecoin, but I like how it's been moving. I own some Doge on Mars. I own some Telcoin, some Starlink, Audio, UFO Gaming, Alpaca Finance. Not many of these. Decentralized Games, I own some of that. It's only at 5% last 90 days. Not really doing anything good. Cluster Network, I own some of that. That one's down 56%. So, overall, I'm up, but, there definitely was some losers in there. But again, if you balance it out, you're still up quite a bit. I should maybe make another watch list for this. Oh, geez, how did Coinbase handle that? Yeah, Coinbase is coming back down a little bit more as well. But I would say the watch lists have helped me out a lot because they just made me realize how much I wanted to buy AI tokens, and I loaded up on them, and I'm still dollar cost averaging them. So at this point, I'm not even I'm not even averaging down. I'm averaging up, which is something that's totally weird to do. But in a bull market like this, where I still want to deploy capital, I'm just like, I'm not going to be buying something that's been going down in this market. It doesn't make any sense because, theoretically it should be up. That means there's an issue there. I like GRT for the long term here for the cycle. And hey, the Rockefeller down. I am still live. I've been live for 1 hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I think, right now. Not that long. I mean, basically, I went live this morning and I was like, hey, everybody, I normally don't go live in the mornings. I don't like to. I'm not going to do it much longer here. And I was like, hey, I just want to talk to you guys about because Bitcoin's going up. I'm happy about it. And then I told you guys I was going to go outside and play with Loki. We went outside, played fetch and whatnot. He got a new ball. And then, what did I do? Oh, I had some lunch. I had some Chinese food. And basically I was saying, I'm just going to take a nap. But whenever I wake up from the nap, I'll get ready to go live then. I woke up at 8 o'clock or something. And I was like, let me lay in bed a little bit more and I'll go live a little bit later. I'm trying not to go too crazy with the streaming. Because what's been happening is I've been neglecting other parts of my channel, like the daily update videos where I can do my little talking head in the morning. I've been neglecting those and I don't want to. So I'm not going to go live in the midday anymore. I'm just going to go live in the evenings. And I'll do update videos during the day. I'm going to be doing daily technical analysis starting tomorrow with members here. So you guys will get updates now. They'll be about meme coins, AI tokens, and Bitcoin. Those will be the 3 groups that we cover. And then if somebody has a question, I'll add it for the next day's video. And then after that, I have to start doing those tutorials I wanted to give you guys, like how do you use leverage for trading, how to use cross versus isolated, a tutorial for Fairdesk, a tutorial for how to set up your charts to look like mine so you can have all the oscillators, and it gives you some pretty reliable buy and sell signals. And then probably other tutorials as well. Yeah, and so stuff like that. I need to get on board with that. Oh, and my new video style, which is going to be coming out probably sometime this week, where I give you guys like more highly edited videos. And I'm testing it this week with a very short 3-minute video, a 2.5 minutes, 3-minute video with BitBoy, thing like the rise and fall of BitBoy, and then I finish it off, you know, basically rise and fall of BitBoy. And then after that, I'll do videos that maybe last 5 minutes, where I'm talking about the top 5 AI coins of 2024. You know, why do people buy Bitcoin? Where I break down like 5 to 8 minutes. Probably, I'm trying to make 8 minutes is my goal for these videos, so it's really going to be 8 to 10 minute videos when I get everything started. And then I'm like, hey, you know, this is why people buy Bitcoin. I'll explain why the debt is going so high, how Congress can't stop spending, and having some good videos like that. So it'll be a mix of and then we got the breakout. It'll be a mix of the YouTube channels like my friend Internet Anarchist. God, I should really sit straight up a lot more. I just don't for some reason. Hold on. Is my... No, it's because the neck thing doesn't work well. If I sit up straight like this, it feels very freaking awkward. Because I'm at this weird angle. But if I lean forward a little bit, it seems to be fine. Okay, so... It's like videos like this. Like how exposing Penguin Xenos ended Mama Max's career. Now, I don't know who any of these people are, honestly. But you see how there's an editing style here where stuff is moving and stuff is going around. You can kind of tell a story like this. His video is like 40 minutes long. I'm not doing 40-minute long videos. No. But this type of style, going over debt, and so it's going to be a mix of this style. And then you can go on here and you do like a Meet Kevin. Right? Where his videos, well, he's just talking. I don't know if he actually has stories. There'll be a little bit of me in there probably. So a little bit of this, and then I think maybe more Graham Stephan. But oh no, what's the guy? Jilk, whatever. That style. And then on top of that, the other one is going to be more of CNBC style. Not show style, but CNBC every now and again has these like mini documentaries that they put on top of, on their pages, and I really like them. If I go to Popular, I'll find some. I can find one here. Or change the state of freight. Okay, this is a 27-minute video 4 days ago. Maersk president on navigating the challenge of global shipping. This type of stuff where it tells a story. Or China's bubble burst, like this. 8 minutes long, and it just tells a story. And I want you guys to read the story. One from the Financial Times, some of that. It'll be a mix of all that type of stuff. And I think it'll work out pretty well. Oh, it didn't close above it? Oh my god. Damn, I thought it was going to keep on going up. At least Coinbase is still making some moves here as well. At least Coinbase is still trying. Hey T-Moon. I can't look at all of those, but I can look at DNT and ASM for you. If you look, ask in like another 15 minutes or so after everything's calmed down, I can probably forget the last one. Alright, so as far as DNT is concerned, this district one, oh yeah, this is smack dab, nice, easy technical analysis. It did break out here. It had a pretty nice move. It's had a few breakouts, it looks like, actually, over the past few weeks. The first one was right there, breakout, consolidated again, moved up a little bit higher. Change of character right there with all the bullish momentum, seems to be working fine. It did have one of those parabolic booms. Not all of the tokens are having parabolic moves, but if they are, it's kind of hard to sell them at the proper time because they just move so fast. At this point, however, they did get up here to a level of resistance around 20 cents, and it seems like they've come down pretty hard since then. So it's a pretty decent rejection from it. In this circumstance here, it lost about 40% in value off of that rejection. Now, what you're looking at right now is a little bit of a longer term consolidation period brewing, where it may take a few more days before it's able to make that next leg up. This is where we go to the daily chart. It's just cooling off a little bit. During this cool off period, you're going to see some type of pattern, whether it's a pennant, a head and shoulder. Nah, that may take too long. But you know, a cup and handles, a pennant of some type, or a double bottom. During that process, when you see the next breakout occur, that's when I would buy. If you're looking for a place to sell, the place to sell was really up here towards that longer level of resistance. This is just a typical order block on a smart money concepts indicator on trading. Your very, very simple thing. Or you could have a level of resistance right here through the body of the candles, right? There's different levels, but that's what you would probably have wanted to sell if you're doing a swing trade. At this point in time though, I'm not buying this. I'm just waiting for an opportunity to buy a little bit later on. Here's the last breakout. You see how we had a breakout right here, there, and boomed up. I only want to be trading this right now. If you're looking to hold this for a longer period of time, what you're going to be looking for is something of a larger dip that comes around maybe in a few weeks or so. We're not entirely sure. I think what Tame the Arc says, we're going to be looking for a dip, I think, sooner rather than later, so kind of keep an eye out for it. For me right now, though, maybe if it comes into contact with the 20-day moving average or the 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart, excuse me, not daily chart, you might be looking to buy more there. But for me right now, like if you're looking for those longer opportunities, for me right now, I'm just waiting and I'm looking more at day trades when I see this, because last few day trades have honestly been working very, very well. Change of character here with bullish momentum. You attack those, and of course it was a little bit more volatile, but if you're buying right here or even right here, your stop loss is still down here, so you're perfectly fine. It's a larger stop loss, but the profit is obviously there, as you can imagine. So this one looks pretty fine, still looking good. Consolidation mode, not necessarily the best time to buy, and the time to scale out was probably around 20 cents or so, 18 to 20 cents I would say. As far as ASM is concerned, let's see. This one's a lot different. Okay. So this thing ran up to a level of resistance a while ago. And this is just to the top body of the candle right over here. And it looks like it got rejected off of it. And this one, it came down a whopping 82%. Yowza. Now, what happened with this one in particular though? There it is. All right. ASM is not Pepe. There we go. Okay. Only has a $70 million market cap. To me, that's kind of a signal to buy right now for this larger move down, because you know it can move higher. Let me see what it actually does though. Assemble your points on the blockchain. Integrate your diversified points into a single asset, which you can manage with ease. What does that mean? So it's an app. I'm so confused on what point is. So it looks like it's from Korea. I think this is Korean. This has to be Korean, right? That's Korean. That's Korean. That's Korean. I think I've watched enough Korean dramas to figure that out. Maybe it could be Chinese. I don't know. I feel like I'm being racist or I'm biased or something, but I'm not entirely sure what the language is. It feels like Korean. It feels like Korean, but I'm not sure. Oh, it actually says Korean up here. Korean in English. Oh, look at me. See, I'm cultured. But anyway, to me, this is kind of a good idea to buy at these levels just because it's already fallen down so much. If you're looking to dollar cost average, maybe a few bucks every week and see where it goes from there. This is a weekly chart right here, so it's been down here for a hot minute. On the daily chart, you're seeing it start to finally curl back up. Momentum is gaining again. That doesn't mean necessarily I'm going to be running back in, but it has had the change of character. It has had the breakout, or the bull. I might toss in $100 in here and see where it can go. I'd be fine with that. It's moved up so high so fast that if it just gets back up here to like the 20-cent range, you know what I mean? It's up 300%. I'll take the chance on that one. I'm not going to be having a stop loss on this. This is something where I buy it and I literally just wait it out because I know it's going to go higher though. All right, check on Bitcoin. Somebody said it started to finally move back up a little bit. There we go. Bitcoin had a breakout. Oh, look at that. Somebody really tried to force that breakout though. What the? I just lit this. Luckily enough, the last cigar I have is the Reserve Extra Viejo, because I know this thing it booms every single time. But these cheaper cigars are getting on my nerve, and I feel like I've too biased on them right now. I've been trying to try them out to see are they good or not. Nope, not hitting it for me. But I think when is it? I think I think next week I'm not even going to smoke any cigars. I think I've been smoking a tad too many. And you guys don't realize it. Every time I smoke a cigar, through a stream, I'm literally brushing my teeth for like a cool half an hour in like 2 spurts. And it's a time-consuming process because I want to make sure my teeth are cleaned after I smoke. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Bitcoin's now having a nice little move. We're seeing it break out. Let's see if it continues on this move. This breakout doesn't symbolize that we're just going to start launching back up here to a new all-time high or something, but it means that we're going to stop falling for a while and we can find some support, and then eventually we should have another big candle like this take us to that next level, and that's what we're hoping for right now. Oh, I'm here clicking and clacking. I forgot I'm wearing this little bracelet. I don't know when. I think a few months ago I stopped wearing watches and I started wearing bracelets. It's so much easier. So much easier. Also, as I've been going to more crypto events, I've been seeing a lot of people move over to bracelets as well. I don't know what it is. I think it's a fashion thing that's taking over, or maybe I'm just late to it, but it's been interesting to watch. Okay, back over here to AMP. Look at that. Oh, it broke out. Finally broke out. If you guys attack the breakout, you're happy. Hit the order block. Of course, it sold off here, but I don't know. How's Coinbase doing? It's trying. It's really, really trying right now on Coinbase. But Binance seems to have the key here. Binance, Mexi, or any other exchange besides Coinbase is doing a very good job of tracking the AMP's price action right now. Again, AMP on Binance right now, and Mexi, I would probably say, because what you guys told me, is at 0.018, or let's just say 0.019. At Coinbase, it's at 0.01, not 9, 0.014. That's how crazy it is right now. Wow, geez. Yeah, definitely seeing some good moves here, though. Let's make a Loki token. What do you call? You are not the first person to say that. You are definitely not the first person to say that. P1 day in the 14th and hopefully mainnet. Oh, Pi Day. Yeah. Oh, I love Pi Day. It's where everybody admires math for a day. As well as the Mexi chart. Thank you. That's perfect right there. AMP, I don't know. See, I'm not gonna sell. I'm not gonna sell. If we hit 3 cents, maybe I'll sell. Maybe I'll sell. Maybe I'll sell. Maybe. No, it'll be a nickel. I'll be so greedy that it won't happen. I'll do 5 cents. Should I buy CB and sell on Mexi? Oh no. What do you call? You'd have to move so much money around, and that's the weird thing. Like you would expect Coinbase to be able to fill this up, but this is where Coinbase has been having issues. When there's a token going parabolic and there's a lot of movement, a lot of volume, it just doesn't seem to be able to handle it properly, and I don't know what the issue is. Like let's go to the 1 hour chart. You can see it's gone up a lot, right? But right now we're at like 0.013, 0.014. Right now here we're at 0.018, 0.017. Just totally different things. Still moving up, still generally look pretty similar. But when it comes to numbers, the math, how much profit you're taking, the profit you're getting for your on Binance or Mexi or another exchange perhaps, much, much different than the profit you're getting right here. Like, do they have it on BYDFi? Spot trading? Yeah, they got it right here. This one's at 0.0178. This one is doing it the right way. Coinbase just doesn't want to give. They don't want to give you enough profit. They don't want to give you the money, which is very, very weird. Like this should be at the same price or relatively a few percent away from AMP on Binance, BYDFi, any of the other exchanges, Mexi out there. Whatever the exchange is, it should be relatively close. The fact that it's not is very, very weird. Because what this does is it makes it just much more difficult to trade. Like you see this breakout right here, right? 1 minute, 2 minutes right there. You trade that, then it goes sideways. Here, right? It broke out, had 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of nice solid moves. If you're a scalper, this is what you're looking for. This is not what you're looking for. Because again, the resistance was up here. It never reached the resistance, whereas on every other thing, it reached those levels of resistance. It reached those order blocks. So something's going on with Coinbase. It's not the advanced trading to me, when I see something like this, it makes me not like it. It makes me like wonder, like, what is going on here? Because imagine you bought AMP for whatever reason. Like for me, I bought it for the way the chart looked a little bit, some technicals, and just mostly how the chart looked, honestly. But you know, you're expecting it to go higher, and then it goes parabolic, and you're like, you know, you're missing out on tons of profit if you bought on Coinbase versus if you bought on, you know, any of the other exchanges, basically, which is just annoying. Even now, this thing goes sideways. It's been sideways for the last how many minutes? 14 minutes. Last 14 minutes here. It's still, oh, it's actually, it's gone up. It's gone up. You can tell it's had these some nice moves. You're not seeing it happen right now on Coinbase. It's disappointing. Disappointing. And hey, Corky, hope you're doing well. Up big on fourth USD. It's about to pop again. Nice, nice, nice. Is Pepe going down a lot more? What's your trend analysis? Right now, it looks like Pepe may want to flush out a little bit more, but just in a consolidationary manner. Not in a, you know, 40% type of dump type of thing. For that to happen, Bitcoin would really have to take a larger move here. So far, you're just seeing a lot of cool-offs with a lot of these tokens that are moving up pretty high. Because if you zoom out to any chart right now, like a meme token chart, you know, let's go to a daily chart, nice and simple, no technicals, moving averages are fine. Let's hit this, keep this in auto. You know, there's Dogecoin, pop, cooling off. Dogecoin's down 5% today, cooling off. Where's Shib at? Well, here's Bonk. Bonk went up a lot, cooling off. Shiba Inu, whoo, look at that, cooling off. And you were talking about Pepe. Whoo, look at that, and still great. And now it's cooling off. It might come back down to like 69, 39, 11 or something, but I don't necessarily think it's going to have some type of larger crash type of event unless Bitcoin really does flush out. Right now, it looks like it's just cooling off a little bit more, and what makes it difficult to do these meme tokens is, you see how nasty this chart looks? Maybe go over to the 4-hour chart and zoom a little bit more. You see how it's just nasty? There's some of these nasty moves, but all of a sudden it just goes pop like that out of nowhere. You know, that's what'll most likely happen. It'll come down quite a bit, you know, and it'll just pop right here. And these moves, like again, if you go from the high to the low, it was a 43% drop, but really in the moment it was only falling down like about 30%. If you wanted to see something like that to happen again, it could. That's 29%. That's 30. That's more of the type of drop I'd be looking for. But if you're looking for something a little bit more, like 46 or so, just wait about a day or so, and you should see a death cross appear. When that death cross comes over, maybe you have an opportunity to have a larger drop if you're trying to buy in there. For now, though, until we see that, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious because, again, Bitcoin is still gearing up and still trying to hold these support levels. It just had this smaller breakout right here, and it's going to try to make another run unorganically like it did over here, where it had a little bit of a drop, and all of a sudden, poosh, if you tried to short anywhere across here, you know, it was bad. So there are different ways to do it. For me right now with Pepe, I've been buying a little bit every day over the last few days and just kind of waiting. I'm not too serious about how much further it drops down. I have money if it does, but I have money for Shib, Doge, if anything falls down. But they haven't had drastic falls just yet, so keep an eye on them. But Bitcoin's going to have to make a move below 71,000 if you want to see that, I would say. Plus that death cross on the 4-hour chart, that should give you a little bit of a heads up. But again, I mean, here. The last time we pumped up quite a bit, how much did we pump up? We pumped up like 51%. We had a death cross right there, and then, you know, that was after the dump, you know, the move down. And then all of a sudden, poof, I mean, you know, it just goes crazy. Same thing over here. Had death cross over here after a larger pump. Now this was in a larger downtrend, so I guess it's a little bit different because we never technically managed to have a nice breakout. A breakout that, you know, kept on going, I would say. So this one's a little bit different. This one over here, death cross, worked out a little bit. But, you know, when we're kind of going up in these moments, these death crosses, they haven't been the most reliable for Pepe in particular. Right now, you could see it just as like a nice little sell-off point. But, you know, when this was Tuesday, March 5th, Bitcoin March 5th was also just looking like that. That's what it took, you know? I don't know if Bitcoin's looking for a move like that anytime soon, but you know what? The way we're going, we may see AMP break Coinbase, and then from there, you know, maybe Bitcoin flushes out, then that causes Pepe to flush out, as funny as that sounds. But right now it's fine. You know, you could have some powder ready for a drop though. 30% less than where it is now if Bitcoin were to take a drop sometime later on today or tomorrow. Coin has turned into a big meme type of thing, so I'd probably buy into it just because of Elon Musk and the type of noise he's making about it. Hey, Gamer, I appreciate it. And Floki's going to be the same thing as, we just talked about for like a fraction of a second, but going to be the same thing as Pepe's and the other ones. It could have a little bit more of a drop, but right now it's like a buying zone for me personally. Cup and handle? Got a long buy signal for Bitcoin on the 5-minute chart. I mean, let's see. We did break out. This is a 1-minute chart, so just bear with me. We retested the trend line here, and we tried to make another move. You're seeing a potential double top happen right here, so you just don't want to see us break back down below this level here. Let me just add a small horizontal ray. You don't want to break down below $72,048. That might symbolize we're coming back down a little bit. Again, not a terrible thing, but it means at least we're kind of trickling back to sideways instead of going down. Sideways is fine. Sideways is when altcoins go higher. So that's why I've been having this bias lately where I'm like, I like Bitcoin going up, but if Bitcoin can just consolidate for a little bit of time, I'll be happy with that too. And it looks like AMP is coming back down a little bit more. All right, so now we have another trend line to worry about. This is a scalper's dream though right now. This is definitely a scalper's dream. Look at that. Next opportunity, give it a few minutes. Give it like a half an hour. No, like 15 minutes or something like that. Because it feels like it needs to take one more drop here. Well, let's see. Does it? Yeah, it can take one more drop. Will the day traders allow it? I'm not entirely sure, but it could use one. I mean, I'd be more happy to buy down here, obviously, than up here. It doesn't look like a lot, but this drop, that's like a cool 7% drop right there. And, oh, look at this. Interesting. This just looks so, like the technicals in this look so ugly compared to this one. Look at this. It's just ranging right now, while AMP over here is like in a whole different ball game. And there it comes. Let's see if it does fall down a little bit. 1 second chart. Let's see if it's able to hold. I just had a small change of character, but it would have to have a larger move above 0.017 if it really wants to get going again. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. There it goes. And again, it's not like it's some nasty move. We were just talking about this over here, the support. It's not too much further. There we go. Tapping on the order block. Are we breaking down? How much? Hovering around it. Coming down a little bit more. Uh-oh, wicked. Uh-oh. Okay, now go back to the 1 minute chart. We can see the other order block we were talking about. And we'll see if we can bite down here. How's Coinbase doing? Coinbase doesn't know what to do right now. It's so weird to watch this chart. Again, another reason why I like having Binance in America or having TradingView have the Binance data. I like to be able to have that type of stuff. All right, this is the last time I light this sucker. There we go. Hey, Libers, talk AMP. Dude, this is AMP. This is AMP. We've been talking about it for like the last half an hour straight. This is all AMP. This is all AMP, my man. Gronk has the best meme narrative in 2024. It definitely does have a lot of reasons to buy it. if you, I mean, it's been rallying, right? So if you feel like you've missed it, I wouldn't necessarily go all in at this point. I would just do some dollar cost averaging. Even if it continues to go up and your average is going higher, I still think it'd be worth to buy it at this point. Best meme narrative, but yeah, it's definitely all over Twitter here. Thoughts on fourth? I don't even know what fourth is. Let me check it out. Well, AMP tries to hold this order block. We'll see if it's able to or not. Let's just go over here to fourth. And you typed it as fourth, okay. $100 million market cap. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Ample is a private, stable, but supply volatile cryptocurrency that targets the CPI adjusted dollar. It is used to as a unit of account and collateral asset. Okay. Oh, I see what they're trying to do. Okay. So it's complete algorithmic. Sometimes I get kind of scared of algorithmic stuff when it comes to a bear market. But for a bull market, I think it'd be fine. I see what it's trying to do. I could see people getting attached to it because they're hoping that they can make a larger move, you know? It seems fine. I might be a little bit more hesitant to really hold on to this beyond the end of the bull market, though. It's more of a cycle portfolio, not a long-term portfolio to me. And, well, I'd have to do more research, but it seems to be doing fine right now. If you wanted to talk about it as far as, it's hitting a level of resistance right now. It's having some issues breaking out above it. That's fine. It usually has to consolidate a little bit after having a larger move from more like $3 up to $7. $3 up all the way up here to $9. Yeah, it can take a break. 15-minute chart. I mean, yeah, this thing just got rejected after having this larger pump, so that's not bad. We're seeing AMP do the same thing right now. This drop came down about 30%. I'd be, you know, buying a little bit right here for now. I wouldn't be going too crazy though with it. This is Bitcoin. I was like, oh my god, is that AMP right now? Did AMP break out all of a sudden? But yeah, it looks fine. Bitcoin's making a move though. Bitcoin's trying to get back up here to 72,500. And again, all-time high for Bitcoin right now on Bitcoin to Tether chart is at 72,800. You know, we're fairly close to that. So you're looking for an opportunity for Bitcoin to make a larger move here pretty soon. Again, we'll wait and we'll see. AMP, on the other hand, is in a descending triangle, breaking down. I guess we knew it was going to break down, but still, we never wanted to see it flush. And we're basically now in a holding pattern where we're waiting to see if it goes up again. I'm not touching AMP until we break out this time, or until maybe we come back down here to maybe 0.012. Yeah, but if that happens, that means we're coming down like 22% from where we are now. So, wait and see. Wait and see. Because it's trying to flush down below this order block right now. I mean, it looks like it wants to, but again, that's why I said, you know, we'll wait and see if it comes back down here to the lower ends. If we're lucky, there's still volume here. We can make a push, but it's going to be like retail coming in here hard to try to make a reversal off of all this. This is why I've been asking everybody about replacements for Coinbase. Hey, Los Cons, I have a link for crypto.com if you want to do that. But if you're trying to do like trading, like a Coinbase's advanced trading like this, you're going to have to go to like a Binance or a Fairdesk or a BYDFi or a Bybit or a Mexi or a Gate.io or something. I'll put more affiliate links down below. You won't hear me, like you won't see the banners because they're not sponsoring the channel. But I pretty much talk to all of my sponsors. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to necessarily like just scream at your product every chance I get, but if somebody asks about an opportunity, that's why I kind of mention it, and everybody will of course hear me talking about it at that point. But yeah, I have a few links down below if you want to try them out. I would say set up an account. You don't necessarily have to deposit money. When it comes to Fairdesk and BYDFi and stuff, they'll let you use a fake paper trading account, which means you can test it out first to see if you like the way the the exchange is set up. And if you don't like it, you can try something else and so forth, right? And I only say you don't have to deposit money at first because, of course, you know, it takes fees. You got to pay to put money in there. You got to pay to put money back out. Why do it if you're, you know, just, and if, you know, you can do that step, but just test it out first with the paper trading money. It's a lot easier, you know, it's a lot less stressful, a lot less stressful. Oh, we held the order block. Oh my gosh, look at this. Now we're having a secondary breakout right here, and we're going to try one more time. This will be interesting. Do we have another lower high, or do we finally manage to slow down a little bit and have a larger move? Meanwhile, Coinbase is, there's no technical analysis of this whatsoever. Like, you could try to do so many technicals. Like here, you can at least see the order blocks and whatnot. You can see the lower lows, the lower highs here. Trying to look at something here. I mean, you tell me what this breakout here? For 2 minutes? This breakout right here for 1 minute? This breakout here? You know, it's so weird. The technicals on Coinbase are just not where it's at. I should say this is only for this token right now because this token is going parabolic. But this isn't matching up with any of the other exchanges out there. So I can totally understand why you want to leave Coinbase. I totally get it. I would just say test out exchanges by using their paper trading tools like a BYDFi. If you go over here to derivatives, they have demo trading, improved skills without risk, and then Fairdesk has the same version of it. It's just like it's a good way to test it out before actually allocating funds to the exchange, paying the fees and stuff like that. Halos, that's definitely a good strategy to go. Adding some money to the big boys and then just waiting to see what happens with everything else and doing some day trades as you wait. Do I think they're going to reduce interest rates? Eventually. Jerome Powell wants to keep his job. If Trump comes into office, he may fire him or he may try to fire him. But, you know, Jerome Powell isn't the biggest fan of Trump. Trump is the biggest fan of Jerome Powell. Biden likes Jerome Powell to a certain degree, but inflation hasn't come down enough to signify that we should lower rates yet. So if he does lower rates, I'm going to be pretty disappointed in the system itself because that means there's politics at play. But you know what? We'll figure it out. You know, when it comes down to it. I think if you go over to CNBC, I think they have an article on inflation data coming out tomorrow. Oh, right there, yeah. A key inflation reading is due out to Tuesday morning. Here's what to expect. So let me zoom in here. I'll read this very fast. So the Labor Department Bureau of Labor Statistics releases its latest reading on the Consumer Price Index on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. I'll be sleeping. Excluding food and energy, the increase for core inflation is forecast at 0.3% gain, also 1/10 of a percentage point above the previous month. So that's getting higher. Inflation's resilience almost certainly will assure no Fed rate cuts are at its meeting on April 30th to May 1st and possibly into the summer. So inflation isn't going down. Rising gasoline prices likely put a floor underneath inflation in February, potentially reinforcing the Federal Reserve's decision to take a slow go approach with the interest rate reductions, right? So the Fed should not be doing interest rates anytime soon. They should not. But again, they might because of politics. There you go. Let me get rid of some of these excess things. And let me go over here to inflation rate. Okay. Actually, let's do two. Yeah, let's do two. This one and core inflation rate. So let's go to the last 5 years. Let's make this bars. And you can see how we've been coming down a little bit. But you see how we've pretty much stagnated? Right, when it comes to inflation rate, we've stagnated. It's at, what, 3.9% right now? For the core inflation. We want that to come down a lot more. Come down to last year, it looks pretty darn dramatic, right? Dramatic. Looks very, very good. No, we've started to slow down. We wanted to see moves like this. This is what the Fed thought was going to happen, come down a lot more. But unfortunately for us, well, let's talk about this first. And you see right here, again, we've just gone sideways here since June of 2023. Since June of 2023, we haven't seen any meaningful move down in inflation. That's terrible. We thought things would mess up by now. I think AI heated everything back up. I think the Israel war and what it's done to the Houthi rebels and stuff in Yemen, that's messed shit up. And then of course, if you go over here and look at oil prices, we weren't able to break out. Here's the weekly move on oil, right? Oil also has stopped falling down quite a bit because the Biden administration was no longer able to do the strategic petroleum reserves. They were no longer able to put that into the system because they were manipulating the price. And I know people don't like when Biden manipulates the price of things like oil. Honestly, you know, CPAC was manipulating the prices to go higher. I don't care. I just wish he wasn't using the petroleum reserves to do it. I wish he was just saying, hey, oil companies, let's cut all this red tape. Let's get you guys drill, baby, drill, baby, drill. But of course, you know, politics, we all have to hold ourselves to our constituents, and his constituents don't want necessarily more oil being pumped. So there's like a whole bunch of different things happening right now. But again, oil is moving higher, you know, bit by bit here. And that's leading to more inflation. And on top of that, you could see, what's the other thing going on? The rebels and whatnot. There's issues there. And there's also some fears that the Suez Canal is in danger, and the Panama Canal is also having some issues because of their drought. They're not having enough water to go into the lakes that supply the canal, which means there may be an issue down the road where the Panama Canal might not be able to be used as frequently, which could be chaotic. Very, very chaotic. Yeah, so that's one thing right there. Now, the last thing here is one of the things that's been really holding us up is food inflation, right? This is starting to stagnate a little bit as well. It was coming down quite a bit, but now it's just starting to stagnate. So food prices aren't coming down as much as you want them to. Again, part of food is energy. We have to, that's why literally when you come over here to CNBC, excluding food and energy, which of course, as you know, people that just have lives, we use energy, fuel to heat our homes, to go places, right? And then we also, you know, we pay for food. We have to. We need these two things. So why they exclude them, it's always kind of funny. Okay, other thing here is going to be rent inflation, which has been coming down. You know, but rent inflation is still at this point is at 6%. 6% year over year. Let's go to the 5-year chart. Look at this. 6%. It was at 8%. 6% year over year inflation for renting an apartment to like have a house and stuff. Or to rent a house, you mean? That's insane. Let's go last 10 years. Max. You know, it hasn't been this bad since 1981. I wasn't alive in what is it? 1982. It hasn't been that bad since 1982. I wasn't even alive then. I imagine it was pretty rough on people, I would assume. But we don't want to have that. And now that we're coming back down, now we're back towards levels that we haven't seen necessarily. What is this current level? 6%? Since 1990. I still wasn't alive in 1990. So yeah, we're still at really bad historic levels for rent. And I don't see it getting better anytime soon. I hear them building up houses and stuff, but it seems like a lot of the new houses that they're building are pretty crappy and pretty shitty. So, and that's not going to be good for down the road. Although it's good for Home Depot for you long-term holders out there, and Lowe's. But yeah, so you know, I'm watching. I'm being patient with it, but inflation is just like month-over-month core inflation, right? We're still, God, I hate that. I wish that, yeah, we're still feeling it quite a bit. It's been coming down a little bit, but all of a sudden, month-over-month is heating back up. All of a sudden, what's going on here, right? It had been kind of steady. You see how this little divot right here? All of a sudden, we're going back up. Luckily, it's not like technical analysis where you have the breakout and we go higher. It's not like that. But the fact that we're not seeing good moves on inflation recently is not good. Housing utilities. I mean, you know what I mean? CPI housing utilities in the United States increased to 328.22 points in January from 325 points in December of 2023. CPI housing utilities in the United States averaged 151.35 points from 1967 until 2024. So the average is 151. We're at 328. Reaching an all-time high of 328 points in January 2024 and a record low of 30 points in February 1967. So, you know, Housing utilities isn't necessarily doing good. You don't necessarily want to, it goes up, right? But it's okay if it kind of stagnates a little bit. See how we're having this large pop, which is going up a little bit more than normal? That's the concern right now with a lot of this stuff. Even over here in, where's that? Services inflation. I think when you guys go to CNBC, this is probably the number one thing they talk about, right? This is coming down, but it's just kind of stagnated a little bit. They'd want to see this come down quite a bit. But again, services inflation, this is why, Burger King, McDonald's, talking about the prices keep on going higher and higher. Restaurants, the prices keep on going higher and higher because inflation spiked up so much. Workers want to have a better wage so they can afford all this crazy price increases, which means they themselves have to pay these people more, which means they have to raise their prices. Typically out here in Washington, over the past decade or so, we've been very popular, or we've been mentioned a lot in the media out there because we've raised minimum wages up to like $20 an hour. Now, now there's no such thing as a dollar menu at McDonald's. And again, because they understand that people don't want to spend so much money and they got to pay people more and more and more. What's happening now is you see all these new products coming out, like the I see a picture of it. See where they're testing out a whole bunch of different things, right? Not so much in America because we trash it, but basically they're going to try to do these little robot things, right? They're looking into it. They're investing in it because it's a huge upfront cost, but the maintenance cost is still overall going to be a lot cheaper than having an actual human being in there because, human beings, they require a, how to say it, let's go over here to AMP so I can see what's going on. Oh, it's trying to break out again. We have our pay or salary, one of the two. We have benefits like maybe a matched 401k. We have maybe, when I had a job, I had a phone stipend, so they pay my cell phone bills. I had a credit stipend to go travel on the train every day. I have healthcare stipend, so they help with healthcare. On top of that, they also have there's a whole bunch of stuff that can go into paying somebody basically, and that's very expensive. You don't have to do that with robots. It's basically the maintenance guy, and that's basically it. And then there'll be people that work at McDonald's, and they'll be making good money. There just won't be as many jobs. That's the thing here. And AMP is now breaking out after that long consolidation. I mean, it wasn't really too long, but how is Coinbase AMP looking? Hey, it did break out this time. Oh man, Coinbase is kind of funny. There we go. Oh, I don't like the full screen look, not at all. Ooh, I was hoping it would move some of this stuff away, but I still have something to look at here. Oh, and it came back down. Did it fall over here? No, Coinbase is wacky. My mental health cannot take trading this on Coinbase right now because nothing is working as intended. Like, who's selling this off? Yeah, it's so weird. All right, forget about Coinbase for a second though, but at least on Binance, it seems to be doing okay. We'll be looking to see if we can go higher and whatnot. XRP is looking good too. XRP finally started to break out, so I hope the breakout can continue going higher. But it's not something I'm even trying to day trade at this point. XRP is something I bought and I hold, and I'm gonna hope that it continues to go higher. Investing in XRP is like dating your ex again and cheating on you, and now it has 3 kids and a crazy cat. It's definitely been a brutal holding experience, to say the least. I feel like XRP is fine to hold as long as it's not too much of a percentage of your portfolio. If it's too much, it's not the best for you, of course, just because you're seeing all these other things kind of tear up and go higher. So you're like, oh no, what's happening here? I'm not a fan of it. All right, there we go. You guys can see Loki have one more treat. I don't know how many more treats he's gonna have today. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Wanna come up here to get it? Oh, look at you. You're a boy. Yep. Him and his salmon treats. These are pretty good though. They're called Wagon Train Tails Don't Lie. They're salmon jerky tenders. Real salmon jerky with balanced omegas for skin and coat support. For adults 5 pounds and over. let's see. They got protein, fat, fiber, moisture, omega fat, omega 3s, omega 6s. Salmon, vegetables, tapioca starch, and pea protein. I guess that's good, right? I don't know. Loki likes them. All right, there we go. All right, watch this play out a little bit longer. Am I interested in CPI crypto plays? I'm looking to get into some futures if we dip. Would love to hear your favorite futures picks this week. I don't play around with them too much. I don't know much about them, to be honest. I've never really gotten into them, just because typically when inflation stuff comes out, I'm typically sleeping in the morning, right? Every now and again I wake up and I kind of talk with you guys, but I don't know too much. Basically what I'd be looking at is like just back testing a whole bunch of the former CPI reports and seeing how each one did, and then finding the one that's probably a good mix of volatility versus market cap, so it's not going to be manipulated all too much. And that's the type of stuff I'd probably be trading. And, you know, of course, it would have to be on an exchange I can trade on as well. Gas fees are outrageous. I've been seeing that more and more. Let me see if I go over here to X. Gas fees. Nobody's going to use Ethereum this cycle. The gas fees are simply way too high. I mean, we're using it, but I mean, yeah, the fees are very, very high. You can't choose rich and complain about gas fees on Ethereum. Pick one. No, there's other things to do out there. Being upgrades for years, everyone was looking at each one. This time gas fees will go down. Let's do it for another one. How much do you want to bet Ethereum gas fees don't go down? Oh, don't go down? What do you call? For me, I'm not buying Ethereum because of the gas fees, though. I am buying Ethereum because of the spot ETF, not because of the gas fees. But yeah, if you want to, like, any of the tasks that you guys have to do with Ethereum that require gas fees, I don't do any of those tasks. So I've never really cared about gas fees all too much. But for those of you guys that do, it's a barrier to getting into a lot of the different tokens you have to swap early on. It's a barrier. And you know what? I just don't even go in. Like, I have enough money to pay for the gas fees. I don't even bother with it. I don't even bother with it. Even in the low times, I've heard it's, you know, the quieter hours, I hear it's pretty high. Maker's okay for the long term, if you ask me. And thanks, Sheldon. I appreciate that. Just moved AMP back to Coinbase. What do you call? I know it's just going wild over here on Coinbase. Maybe it might be better to look at the 5-minute chart. Does the 5-minute chart look a little bit better? I mean, technically, it did kind of break out on this one, right? Let's see. And kind of drag it over here. Yeah. We'll see how it does. At least it didn't make a lower low on this chart. At least it made a higher low. That way we can at least still say, like, hey, we're still looking for a larger move. This trend line just isn't really helping us out at this point because it's not honoring any of the typical technicals that we like to use here, like trend lines. But you can see volume is slowing down on Coinbase quite a bit, though. On this one, I would anticipate the same thing is happening. Go to sleep and you wake up with 80,000 Bitcoin. Well, that's the bad thing about me streaming at these late hours. You know, I've been streaming for the past, like 3.5 hours, 3 hours and something. You know, there's a good chance that Bitcoin just consolidating while I stream, and then all of a sudden the morning hours will just kick off. But I don't like waking up early. I used to wake up early for the trade options and stuff like that, and I just don't like waking up early at all. Typically I like to wake up around like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock Pacific time, which is like 1 o'clock Eastern time. And then I'll get dressed. No, I don't even get dressed. I basically use the bathroom, put on some shorts, take Luki out to use the bathroom, and then I go back upstairs, take a shower, you know, brush, well, my hair, in quotation marks, brush my teeth and everything, make some, couple hard-boiled eggs for breakfast, and then me and Luki go outside to play for a little bit more. While we're playing outside and he's running around enjoying himself, I'm on my phone looking at the Bitcoin prices, maybe making a video if I can, and then from there, you know, things are good. And then, you know, I'll make it do YouTube work and stuff when I get back to my computer. Maybe watch an anime of the day or something. But yeah, as of late, my schedule has been completely turned upside down because of all these big moves with Bitcoin. And then again, in the morning time, there's a lot of data that comes out on CNBC, Fox Business, and Bloomberg. This can be inflation data, it could be economic data. Most of it's just, economic data. And so it's nice to kind of read up on that stuff when I'm outside with Loki, so he can play around. He can, chase a rabbit, chase a squirrel. I prefer when he chases squirrels. Squirrel's a lot easier. If Loki catches a rabbit, it just starts screaming, and my neighbors get concerned. So I'm just like, okay, Loki, don't catch a rabbit. He rarely catches rabbits. So it's maybe like once a month he manages to actually catch it in the bushes, and then it just starts screaming for bloody murder, and I have to let him go. But I think it's instinctual, because when he catches a rabbit, like, if I can get to him fast enough, he kind of freezes like, and the rabbit's just in his mouth screaming like, and he's like growling. He's not growling, but he's really, he's ready to shred it, but he knows I don't want him to shred it. So he's like being patient with me. And then I have a treat just in case. But yeah, it's, he's a little fun ball in the morning. And thanks, Sushi Sniper. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm always surprised how many people from around the world come to these streams and kind of like look for information or just kind of look for a time to vibe. It's nice when you can kind of not have to worry about like the commute back home or work and stuff like that. Although some people listen to me on the way back home from work and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. Some people just put me on their TVs, which is kind of even nicer. I've been looking more and more at YouTube and some of my data, and YouTube actually tells me how many of you guys watch my streams at night. So if I go over here to analytics, audience, no, it's see more maybe. Production, posts, members, shown in feed. It's in here, I'm just losing it somewhere. Premium views. They added all this new shopping stuff and it messed up what I normally like to use here. Okay, let me go back over for a second. If I look at audience, where you guys watch from, it must be an audience section somewhere. Content, estimated watch page. Oh, they might have removed it, but I thought it was in here for a while. Playlist, exit screens, exit surveys. That's all revenue. Reach. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where they moved it to, but it used to tell me like what you guys were watching it on, like a tablet versus a computer versus a phone versus all that type of stuff. Revenue estimated. Oh, here it is. Traffic source, subscription source, content type. I can go over here to device type. Damn, it's hidden now. Okay. So in the last 28 days, 455,000 or 60% of you guys watch me on your phones. 20% or 150,000 watch me on my computer. 130,000 or 17% watch me on TV. And 33,000 or 4.3% watch me on tablet. You know? And then I can always go over here to cities and whatnot. Oh, it doesn't show the cities anymore. That sucks. It just shows total. But you guys watch me from the United States, India, Canada, United Kingdom, Indonesia, Germany, Turkey, Netherlands, Australia, Pakistan, Brazil, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, South Korea, Spain, Italy, all these places. I even got people watching me in Hong Kong. Hong Kong, that's awesome. Keep watching me before China makes you guys not be able to watch me anymore. Coinbase is shit. Yeah, it's been having some issues. Hey Victor, XLM and XRP, I'm holding them, but you know what? I haven't been nearly as invested in them because they really haven't been doing crazy stuff so far. XRP, maybe I'm a little bit more optimistic about that one than XLM, but I'm going to trade the majority for the cycle, and I have some for long term. but they haven't been performing in my long-term portfolios at all. Doesn't mean I'm going to sell them. It just means I'm just going to hold them for a very long time. That's fine. I'm holding Bitcoin for a very long time, right? But as far as the cycle is concerned, if it doesn't reach all-time highs and Bitcoin is kind of like slagging at a certain point and it's just not doing anything, you know, kind of like towards the highs when you start to have some of those bearish signals that signal the bear market's ahead, I'm just going to sell them and be like, hey, I made money because I bought low and I sold high, but I'm not going to try to hold if it's not getting anywhere close to those all-time highs. I anticipate XRP may have a big move here if we can figure out how to settle all this court case stuff. But until that happens, meh. And hey, Alex, happy to see you back from Cyprus. What's here? Hey, Sovereign, you're looking for an entry on AMP? Right now you kind of have it here. The thing is, it's so risky to be trying to get into it because of how volatile it is. Like the drop from here to here within like, what was that? What, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes? That drop was a cool 40%. So you got to be very, very careful. This is a very high risk play. At this point in time, ooh, do you want to buy into it? I don't know. Yeah, maybe if you want to do a scalp or a day trade on it, and the day trade doesn't last more than a half an hour, you might try to buy right now and look for something of a larger consolidation. So what I'm talking about here is like from here and then it breaks out there. To me though, is it worth it? I mean, again, the percentage increase is probably going to be somewhere like around 20 to maybe 25% depending on where that wick ends up going. For me, not really, because your stop loss right now is pretty anchored right here. At 0.0145. I'm assuming you're not trading this on Coinbase because the Coinbase technicals are looking like terrible compared to everything else. But as far as AMP's concerned, if you do want to buy, give yourself a stop loss of like 0.01. Well, let me see what it is. 0.014579, and that should be a pretty reasonable stop loss if you want to have it in there. And that's going to give you a stop loss, a loss of about 10%. In which case, if you're looking for a breakout here to continue on higher, you know, those next levels of resistance are going to be somewhere at 25% profit, which is again it's better than a 1-to-1 ratio here. And of course, if it goes to another batch of all-time highs, it's like 50%, you know, 10%, 50%, 10% loss in order to try to get a 50% gain or a 25% gain. It works out, it's fine. But right now, because it has popped off so much, you know, you may see it cool off a little bit. We're trying to wait and see if it does have a larger move, but each breakout, it's not really doing anything massive. It's basically just cooling off even more. Like there was a breakout over here, which was a cool day trade. That was something that was nice. This day trade up to the order block ended up making you about 16% profit for 3 minutes, but that was 3 minutes of being in and out. So that was a nice little scalp. The next trade that we had was over here. This one, nothing happened. Nothing happened, no change of character on the 1 minute chart. The 5 minute chart here, nothing really happened. We've kind of gone more sideways, which is nice, but nothing really happened off of it. And right now, we're just trying to hold this order block down here. I thought originally we were going to break down below this over here, then come back down, then try to boost back up. But we actually managed to hold here, a nice little pop. Right now, though, is probably the opportunity to buy. For me, I'm not the biggest fan of it right now to buy because I'm looking at the oscillators. The 5 minutes are all looking bearish. The 15 minutes are bearish on 2 out of the 3. The 1 hours, of course. Oh, the 1 hour is actually bearish on the stochastic. Interesting. But yeah. So I'm like, I'm being patient with it right now. But if you did want to buy, if it comes back down into this order block, you can give it a shot. From there, and then you can risk losing like 8%, a little bit less. Like if you buy around here, then you're only going to lose like 6%, 7%, instead of 10%, which was just a few minutes ago when I started answering the question. But I guess that's probably the best way to look at it. But you want to have that stop loss right there, or if you're looking for something of a larger stop loss, it'll have to be all the way down over here around 0.0135 or 0.012, which again, if you were to buy right now, that stop loss is down around like 24%. You know, that's kind of excessive if you ask me. But you know, if it comes back down here, you could try to do a little trade, and then maybe you might even have the order block down here. You know, might just do 0.0154, in which case your stop loss is going to hit you at about 4.5%. If you buy around here, maybe 2%. So you can try to do a scalp play if you want to. Because again, we could go down, have a smaller breakout. That breakout could take us right back to this range over here. And that play itself would probably net you around 11%. There's a way to go there. But if you're looking for the next big rally, careful. It did run up 200% in a matter of hours. It may cool off a little bit here. And like so, now we're watching it play out. Let's see if it actually manages to hold this time or if we do come down. Because now it's getting hard to have all of this data in the chart. Because the 5-minute chart doesn't look necessarily great, right? It's hard to get all the data there. It doesn't look bad or something like that. There you go. Maybe if the 5-minute starts to bull back up here, that might be a reason to be buying in. Because even when we did this over here, on this breakout, what was this breakout? Oh, I guess it was, yeah, this breakout right here. It didn't turn green until right here on the oscillators. Let me see. Green. Green. So it might have been like a less than 3 minute hold, most likely. But again, if you're looking for an opportunity to buy, it's here right now. That's the first one. Other people might wait for a little bit lower, but again, you know, to each their own on this one. This is probably one of the most trickiest and most volatile things you could be trading right now. Typically, I would just be waiting for a larger dip and I'd be buying back more. Because it's trying to break down right now. It's trying, and it did. Let's see if it manages to hit this stop loss down here now. A little bit of support, mostly from this, but I'm not too concerned with this one. This, my head's not looking right here is where I'm looking at it most. Yesterday I lost 5K on futures on a Bitcoin short. Shorting Bitcoin is difficult right now. We had this talk a couple hours ago when I was while I was streaming, and I was saying, hey, I have a bias against shorting right now because I've been burned so much over the last few months that I've just given up on it. And I've just been going long, and the longs have been doing me much better than the shorting at this point. If you're looking for a short, you're going to have to see the market turn over for a while. Then you're going to have to try to short that type of move. But even then, it's only going to be for a few minutes here and there. And hey, Fazlu, excuse me. I use Fairdesk, and I use BYDFi, and sometimes I use I used to use Kraken. Not Kraken. I used to use KuCoin. But KuCoin's no longer available where I live, so I don't get the opportunity to use it as much. Yeah, no worries, Sovereign Man. Happy to help you out. Thoughts on Velo? It's a payment protocol, and XLM got some good backers and recently some big marketing. Volatile, but some major gains. If it's a lower market cap, it's probably going to be fine for you, as long as it's been moving up decently over the last few months. Like, you don't want to see it falling down month over month of the past months because Bitcoin's been going up. That'd be a really bad sign for it. But, yeah, this looks like it has a very low market cap, 42 million. 1 year, it's been riding up. This looks fine. It looks like it actually had a pretty significant dip as well. And it went from 52 million all the way back down to 40 million. So you might even be wanting to buy this dip here. But this isn't something where you're going to be trading it. You just want to buy for the long term, as long as what it's trying to do is something that you like. And that seems good. And then you can go over to the social media accounts and you can just verify that, hey, they're at events, they're talking to people, they're posting stuff, right? They posted just a couple days ago. The best of both worlds, 2.6K people tuned in, that's great. Recently, our COO appeared in an interview with the Moon Carl. Here's what our CEO had to say about Velo's journey, right? Founder of Crypto Jobs, so, right? So, stuff like that. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. It's a project where it seems to be doing they're doing work. I'd buy into it a little bit, not a lot because it's a low market cap, but still enough where, you know, if it does go up a lot, I can make some money off of it. Just a couple $1,000s profit, not necessarily like, you know, tens of thousands, but a few $1,000s profit. It looks likely on this one, especially if they're able to get into contact with some of those larger podcasts. It goes a long way. Do I think AMP will continue to rally? I mean, eventually, yeah, but right now it's in a pure cool-off mode. I think the volume is slowly dying off here. People are waiting for another opportunity to buy in. And, you know, now this is FOMO territory, though. This is pure FOMO. Look at this. just a few hours ago, people could have bought this at 0.005. Now they're buying it at a penny and a half. You know what I mean? So the rally has gone up at this point 185%. At the top, it was up 354%, you know, in less than a day. You know, that's kind of hard to really want to buy into right now unless you're day trading. Swing trading this, I would not be buying swing trades at all. I would not be swing trading at all. Right now, you're looking at it, you know, 15-minute chart. It looks like it wants to continue to fall down. And then once that happens, maybe you can buy a little bit of a larger dip. But am I buying this right now? Personally, no. There are opportunities where it can hold support if you want to try to make those trades. But even then, you know, I'm still waiting for the oscillators to point towards a buy signal. And I'm not even seeing one happening right now. Everything's bearish in the 1 minute, you know. 5 minute, everything's bearish. 15 minutes, stochastic and RSI are bearish, but the MACD is about to be bearish. The 1 hour is mixed with the stochastic being bearish, the RSI being bullish, and the MACD being bullish. 2 hours, everything should still be bullish, yeah. And then 4 hours, everything bullish, and daily charts, everything's bullish, and of course. But for me right now, it's more of a day trading type of thing rather than trying to go in and do something of a swing trade where I'm going to be buying it right now and hoping that it goes up like even more. Like this. If I'm buying right here, I'm trying to sell right there. I'm not even thinking about going up higher. You know, and I'll reevaluate if we do break above this level of resistance. Maybe I'll do another day trade. But I only want to be in here for a few minutes at a time, or maybe like an hour at a time. Not much longer than that. Because anything else, it freaks me out a little bit. Again, because you don't think these moves are a lot, but like this move up here, let's say you bought this high, this little dip was 20%. If you toss in $1,000, you're down to 800. That's not a fun thing to do. Imagine you're trading with leverage, though. Trading with leverage right now would be absolutely chaos. Just because it could liquidate your entire account if you're not careful, because of how much this could fall down or how much this can go higher. It's moving down slowly to meet up with Coinbase price. No, Coinbase just hasn't been able to catch up to anything. Coinbase is like, there's a bunch of exchanges. Coinbase is not the standard right now amongst all the exchanges. Coinbase is the outlier right now. And Coinbase was trying to reach up to it, but it's not letting it happen. There's too many sellers or something's going on here, and it's just not matching up with all the other exchanges, which is unfortunate here. Because you saw a while ago, Coinbase was trying to catch up to it. And something happened with the technicals where it just wasn't able to do so. There was like a wall right there stopping it from going higher and higher and higher. But again, there's probably some guy that loaded up on AMP token way back in the day. He's like offloading a lot of it, you know. That could definitely be part of it here. But I don't think this is going to stop when it reaches AMP, because right now, again, AMP is still moving down more and more and more on Coinbase here. A lot more. I think it's just Coinbase not having the proper exchange tools needed to do a lot of this volatile trading with meme stocks and smaller market cap plays. Remember, when was it, guys? Just like last week or something, Shiba Inu crashed Coinbase. Shib did, because all the trading, which of course we love Shib, but you know, damn. All right, we look at the 5 minute chart now. Now we're starting to come back down a little bit more. If you guys had a trade right there, your stop loss definitely hit. You probably lost 5 to 10%, and then now you're just kind of waiting to see what happens next if we do come back down here, because what's probably going to happen here soon is we're probably going to be entering into a downtrend. But it won't be like a complete shredding off, right? We'll come up here and make another lower high and then come back down like that. You're going to see people try to trade this right here, which will be interesting. I'm not going to trade it because that seems like too much for me. I did was 100x cross. Yeah, 100x cross would be crazy at this point in time. Converted all my Jasmine to AMP, now can't sleep. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a long night as you kind of wait to see what happens next. Typically, here, look at the 15-minute chart. It has had these consolidation points for a while. Like this one lasted for about, what, before it broke out? 5 hours. This one lasted for about 2 hours. This one lasted for about 2 hours. So, you know, so far now, we're about an hour and a half in. Maybe if you're lucky, we'll find a bottom here pretty soon. Then we can go a little bit higher. Now we go back to the 5 minute chart. And Bitcoin has gone back down a little bit here. It's trying to hold the support level, but it's just not having much luck here. But at least we managed to stop the bleeding, so Bitcoin's not coming down anymore. We're back down to being sideways, and sideways is good for altcoins generally. Has anything else been moving up? Because most altcoins are down right now. Most altcoins are not having the best of days because they've all been pumping up the last few days here. Like Miro's down 10%, Floki's down 12%, WIF is down 10%. AI tokens are down about 4 or 5% each. Like Fetch is down 3.5%, FA is down 2%, Pendle's, NMR is down 4%, RNDR is down 3%, GRT is down 2%, RLC is down 3-4%, Ocean's down 2%, so down a little bit. Gala's down 6 after its monster day yesterday. FTM is down 5. File tokens down 3. Ethereum Classic's down 3. Matic's down 4. I won't say any more about all those coins, but you get my point. There's definitely a lot of red on the screen so far today. And meanwhile, we got AMP, having some fun going parabolic, now cooling off quite a bit though. So this is more of a risky play to be hopping into because this is still FOMO territory at this point. You think it could hit 0.02? It could probably hit it if you wait long enough, but right now it could definitely come down a lot more. What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? You can't just have another treat whenever you want to. There you go. Loki wants more treats, but he can't have unlimited amounts of treats. That's not good for him. Good for him. Yep. Yep. He's not even looking at me. He's looking at the treats. Here. Rari, thoughts on that? I have 2K on it. Let's see. In the scheme of things, it's just gotten started here in this bull run, so you're still in a very good spot. But it looks like it ran up against some level of resistance, so I'm just trying to figure out right now. Was it just over here? Some of this old stuff? It looks like it. Interesting, I didn't really care about this stuff, though. To be 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. There you go. Alright, so this has been cooling off for a while. This is more of an opportunity to buy the dip than to sell, if you ask me. If you're looking for a scale out point, I guess it already kind of passed. Go back over here to the 15 though. It hasn't found a bottom just yet. I'm looking at some of the oscillators. It's been trying to hold a support level, but it keeps on getting knocked back down bit by bit. The 1 hour hasn't gone bullish yet. The 2 hour definitely hasn't gone bullish yet. 4 hours still very bearish. Oh yeah, still very bearish. It might not be done falling just yet here, but this is more of a time of accumulation. If you already have money on it and you're profitable, you can definitely try to scale some out to lock in those profits, and you can rebuy back in after it drops down a little bit more. But for me, this looks like it may be looking to fall back down closer to, is there any other support levels around here? No, yeah. It might be looking to fall back down, possibly back down to like 257 or 250. Some of these levels from this support over here to some of this resistance. Around 250, 248. After that, should find some support and try to rally back on here. 1 hour charts, death cross coming in. Few lows here. That next big support level is probably going to be between 240, 248. I'd probably still say this is a support level we want to focus on first, the 250 to 248. But yeah, doesn't look the best. What you're going to want to see though, if you want to get more excited about it, is you're going to have to wait and see if we can get bullish here just on some of the oscillators. It doesn't mean the price has to necessarily go up. It just has to mean that we go sideways long enough for buyers to get re-interested in it. And right now, it's not stabilizing enough for people to want to go in. So I wouldn't be buying this right now. I would either scale some out, lock in some profits, or what you could do is you could wait for it to cool off a little bit, add more, or just hold on to it and wait for the reversal that would come about afterwards. You might even see a smaller breakout right here. Nah, it didn't even happen. Oh, that's because I might be using the wrong one. No, even this isn't going to be fun to look at. No, that's not fun to look at at all. Yeah, so definitely be careful with this one. It might need to breathe a little bit more. It looks like it's pretty much done falling, but it might have to take a little bit more of a dip before it stabilizes and people get interested in buying it up again. And AMP token looks like it's coming back down now as well. A little bit of support down here. Oh, on the 200 on the one, yeah. Alright. And then we can watch Bitcoin for a second. Yeah, and even Bitcoin's coming back down a little bit more here as well. So let's get rid of this. The breakout. Well, the breakout helped as far as making this go sideways, but we don't want to break down these higher lows right here. We want to see these higher lows work themselves out. We want to still be able to continue this uptrend so we can move up higher, at least in the morning time here. Let's see. Thoughts on Keisha and Floki, please? Yeah, no worries. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, even this one. Look at this. It's about to break down as well. Oh, okay. This isn't bad. So basically, it broke out like a whole bunch of other things. I guess if you wanted to trade that breakout, it would have been all the way back over here. What, in February? Yeah, nice breakout. It soared up really, really well though. Right now it's basically just hitting a level of resistance. Oh, I guess go back to the daily chart. Yeah, you can see this order block over here. It's having some issues breaking above that, and because of that, it's just kind of consolidating here. This one looks like it wants to break down below the 50 moving average on that 4-hour chart. From there, it might come back down towards 783 levels. Now that's a drop of how much though? It doesn't tell me, so I don't know what the math would be on that one. But it might come back down to this level over here, which is around 792, 793. That might be where people try to buy back more, or at least around that level, you'll find some support and wait for it to go a little bit better. The MACD can't even figure out what's going on here. Look, there's even no color on the MACD. The RSI is broken on this one, so really you just have a little bit of stochastic oscillator here to help you out. The last few on the 1-hour chart don't seem to have worked out great here. So, but the last time it actually been working out fairly well. 4-hour chart here. No, oscillators have not been working with this one. I think because the numbers are so tiny, it doesn't work with the math as far as trading view is concerned. And even the last breakout here didn't really move at all. Yeah, had a false breakout there as well. So I might say this thing probably wants to come back down a little bit. During that move down, you might be willing to buy up some, but right now I'm not looking at buying anything like this. And Floki, a little bit of a similar situation, but it's just down quite a bit more. So you can see on the 4-hour chart, we talked about this last breakout. There was a couple breakouts here. There was this breakout, and then there was this tiny breakout on the 15-minute chart. Right there. And you were just looking for something more of a day trade for this one, where we popped up here, here, here. Look at that resistance level right there at the 1 level. A little bit right there. And right there we had a little bit more as well, and we didn't actually get up here. But right now on the 4-hour chart, what you're seeing is a pretty decent cool-off period. Well, I don't anticipate it to go sky high anytime soon. Just like a lot of these other tokens, they look like they want to breathe a little bit more. I'm looking at oscillators on the 4-hour chart, all bearish, bearish, bearish. The daily charts are mixed at this point, so no clear bullish move. The 2 hours bearish, the 1 hour is pretty bearish right now. So maybe if we cool off a little bit more and we come back down here towards 24,463 levels, you know, somewhere around here basically. If you go to the 1 hour chart around here, this is the buy zone I'd be looking for. I wouldn't try to buy this at all right now. You know, I don't think Dogecoin is going to be popping off anytime soon. Dogecoin just had a false breakout earlier today, which was kind of sad. Because you know, you want to buy, you want to see it go up right on during a breakout. But right now nothing is really pointing to this going up anytime soon. It's going to have to continue this downtrend for just a little bit longer. You know, I'm not talking about a move all the way back down here or something catastrophic like that. This is just a cool off period in the scheme of things, because you go over to the daily chart, you know, cool off, then move up higher. That's basically what you're seeing right now. So in the scheme of things, anywhere you buy over here, you're going to be happy with if you hold on for a few weeks. But if you're looking to day trade, it's not the best opportunity to go long right now. But ultimately, you know, sky's the limit with this one. Lucky for Floki, it has a lower market cap than a lot of other meme tokens out there. So, you know, after Doge has its move, after Shib has its move, you should see people flock to Floki and Whiff and some of the other smaller caps to try to push them up to some crazy levels as well. Or maybe if we're lucky, they'll be moved up to the top 20, top 30 for a moment of time. And the top coin market cap, you know, rankings of the top 100 market caps. Yeah, no worries, some ways. Happy to help you out. And right here, Ampa's looking at a bullish candle at 15. It's trying to pop back up. Did it hit that support? Yeah, it came back down here to the 13, 14 level that we were talking about. Me being me, I would have wanted it to come down a little bit lower, but we'll see. It's definitely going to try to get squeezed here. How's Coinbase doing with it? Coinbase is trying to react so hard to what's going on with the Binance coin. It'll be coming down out of nowhere and just pop just because they really want to see this thing go. Just so much more risky to trade on Coinbase. But yeah, things seem to be doing okay. Not terrible. Let's see. Careful with AMP though. Remember I was telling you guys a few minutes ago that's most likely going to try to do another lower high here. If you want to get bullish about AMP, let it just break above this level of resistance up here, and then it should be game on. Until that happens, I'm kind of like, I'm watching it closely. Anticipating it. Doing that eventually though. XLM. I think XLM is fine. It's not something I've necessarily been trading as of late. So go over here to the weekly chart. Right now it's dealing with a little bit of a Fibonacci level. It managed to break a, oh, this wasn't here when we did this Fibonacci. So forget all these levels for Fibonacci's. In fact, can I, why is it like this? Making a breakout move. Right now it doesn't look like it wants to break out at all. I had a smaller breakout here. That was fine. But I mean, honestly, that thing moved up so fast that most people probably didn't catch it. Let's see, zoom out here. I mean, the breakout happened on February 27th. If you bought that breakout, I'm pretty sure you were happy with some of the results. That results brought you up around 32% profit. Let me see though. Hit the target level right here. Hit the target level. Yeah, so that would have been a good place to start to scale out at a little bit of it. As far as it's concerned now though, it did break out. It's still on the path here. So you should see it continue on over the next few months, sure. Right now though, as far as a smaller breakout, it doesn't look like it wants to do anything in the short term here. It looks like it wants to take a little bit of a breather. This 1 hour chart shows you how fast the thing really wants to come down right now. And so far over the last few hours, it's down what? Let's not even go from the top over here. It's down about 6%, you know? So people are just going to be looking for an opportunity to buy the dip. But for whatever reason, this thing was not able to continue the move and it really came back down a little bit faster. And, you know, just like a lot of other tokens right now, they've moved up a lot. But today in particular, they're down, you know, like Floki is down 10% today. And if you look at it, it's been doing fantastic overall. But, you know, just because of where it closed yesterday, it's now down 10%. And at one point it was down 14%. So a lot of buying opportunities here. We're basically just waiting to see if Bitcoin's able to hold some of these support levels and then move higher. If Bitcoin does start to come back down, it'll be a cooling off effect where you'll probably see it coming back down here towards, you know, $70,000, $71,000 where people will panic a little bit. In which case we may have another volatile move where everybody's like, oh my God, Bitcoin's going down. Psych. Then we go higher. That's the type of move we normally see in this bull market here. So everybody's going to be waiting to buy those dips. And as those dips happen, you'll probably see a lot of other people loading up on altcoins during that time frame. There we go. Do I think spell and Bitcoin will see parabolic move? Bitcoin will go up, but it won't be like a parabolic, like thousands of percent move. No, nothing like that. Spell token, yes, has a good chance of doing that type of move though, for sure. That's one of the reasons I own Spell token. Spell token and the other one is UFO token. But yeah, definitely one of those moves there. But okay, everybody, I'm going to end the stream right now. I'm pretty darn beat. I will be live tomorrow for quite a bit of time as well. I'm trying, when I notice my voice is getting bad, I try to cool off on the streaming here. But I will see you guys a little bit later tomorrow. Keep an eye on a lot of the charts you guys are looking at. Just be careful that if Bitcoin does flush down a little bit towards, like, again, I say this sarcastically, if we fall all the way back down to 70,500 or something, you might see altcoins have a 10 to 20% day. Some may have a little bit more of a longer decline than that. I'm typically going to be buying some of those dips up for longer term holds down the road. I'll be live in the afternoon, maybe around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock, depending on when I go. And we'll have another long stream like this. And I don't think it'll be actually longer than tonight's stream, because tonight I've been streaming for like, what, 4 hours? Yeah, around 4 hours. Tomorrow's stream should be around 5 hours or something, but tomorrow I have to do more content videos and stuff like that. And, you know, so that'll be good. And, thanks, Ken. Thanks, everybody, for watching the stream. Thanks, members and mods. I appreciate you guys a lot. And for those of you guys, like, some ways and so forth that give super chats, I really do appreciate it a lot. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them tomorrow. Make sure that if you guys are asking questions, try to give me context of what you guys are looking for. That way I can do a better job of like trying to figure it out, because what I'm realizing now is people are just like naming tokens and they're not necessarily telling me what they want to know about the token. So I can't really tell you if it's a day trade or a swing trade or a long-term trade, why you should be trading it. And it just takes a lot of time, and I'm guessing a lot when I don't want to guess. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. And of course, thank you guys for that being members. I really do appreciate it. You guys' questions obviously move to the top of the list. Thanks.